welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right, welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. It is Sunday, and today is the live Instagram show, man. So what's been going on with you through the week? All that good stuff. As of course, we got our boy back in the house. As always. What's been going on with you, man?
Just super busy. A lot of new clients, a lot of people picking up. A lot of support from you guys as well, so that's always much appreciated. Just been a really busy week, and I couldn't be happier being as busy as I am. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
It really makes my heart like filled with joy in order to be able to serve, help not only the community of like the podcast, but the community of the world, where not only in California, but in some of the other states that I'm licensed in, I'm helping families there. And you know, just knowing that, you know, this busy season is just more reflection of helping out more people and being of actual like value to more than just like myself, my immediate family, obviously yourself, Rig 4. Like, it's been a blessing just to have this pickup over the week. So I'm super happy, super stoked to be here.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good because, dude, like, I came across this video, and this video like opened my eyes a little bit to like being appreciative of the shit that you kind of have worked so hard for. Like a lot of people work hard, right? Yeah. They're like, I want this thing. Let's say, you know, you're 19 or whatever.
Right.
And you want this fucking like car so bad or something like that. And you save up all this money, and then you finally buy the car and you're like, yeah, let's go. And then now that you have the car, all you're doing is complaining about, you know, taking care of the car and having to do this and do that and whatnot. And it's like, why not, instead of complain, think about it as like a blessing? So I found this video. I didn't find this video. I feel like this video found me.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This video found me, and I was just like, you know what, bro? It is so true what this lady is saying. And so that's why I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and throw this on. I want to get your take on it.
Privilege it is to be tired from work that you once wished for. What a privilege it is to be carrying responsibilities that are proof that your prayers were answered. What a privilege it is to look at the version of you who would have given anything to be where you are today. Don't get so focused on what's next that you forget what it took to get here. The life that feels ordinary to you now was once the miracle that you were hoping for. So take a deep breath, be grateful, and just keep going. I love you.
That's bars, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's bars.
Absolutely bars. Like, when I found that, like I said, I keep saying when I found the video. Nah, man, when that video found me, it made me so appreciative of just where I'm at in life. I'm like, dude, I got a good job. I have a podcast that thousands of people watch. I have good friends, good family. I have so much going on for me in my life. Like, why the fuck am I complaining?
Right.
You know what I mean? The fuck is wrong with me? When there are little Ethiopian kids that can't even drink clean water, and I can get that bitch on the tap. Like, why am I complaining, bro? I don't know. Like I said, when that video found me, man, I was just like, you know what? I got to talk about this on the show, man. Because we talked about last week where we were like, oh, you know, lazy people, you know. I asked you, I was like, when you see dudes that are just absolutely lazy and they're just kind of like coasting through life, right, and they're not really doing anything, they go to work, smoke weed, you know, come home, play video games, whatever the case may be, and they're just letting life pass them by, like, how the fuck do they do that? And you know, when I saw this, I was just like, man, it makes me grateful that I'm not one of those people. It makes me grateful that I have the responsibilities that I have and the things that I'm doing. It just, I don't know, man. It was such a like eye opener seeing this video. I won't lie to you. I wanted to get your take on the video.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I feel you, brother, because when I look at my own life, I used to look at it through a lens of such negativity, such anger, and like resentment because, you know, I think for a while I was under the impression, and I know a lot of people also are under the impression, is that life with more experience gets easier, but that's not the case. And that shouldn't be the case, really, because when you think about how, you know, video games or any type of progression in a sense as an idea is presented, it's hard in the beginning, but that's the easier stage. And then as you get more adept in what you're doing, it gets easier, but then it gets harder again, and then you become more adept, and then it just continues that cycle until you hit like a certain goal or whatever the case may be, you know. And so the idea that, like you said, you pray for a car, you pray for whatever, you work really hard to get it, and then from there, once you have it, you're like, dude, I'm sick of doing maintenance, or I'm sick of doing X, Y, and Z. But it's like, no, dude, like,
you worked hard for this shit.
You worked hard for that shit. This is that reminder of like who you are as a person that is willing, or that deserves the, you know, whatever you prayed for, whatever you worked hard to get, you know. And that's why for me, I'm like, dude, it really makes sense that that video found us. And I do believe that the universe has that connection to us where it shows us what we need, what we attract. All those types of things are in our lives because we deserve it, because we've been working hard, putting our minds to it, really trying to create something here, you know? So it really makes sense. And the same thing goes for the viewers. It's like, if you are working really hard towards something, even if you feel like you're not necessarily there yet, there's necessary steps you have to go through first in order to get there. So to be ungrateful on the journey is going to keep you stuck. Versus if you're grateful for every step of the way, every step is a step forward. You know what I mean?
That's
you could
true.
be either standing still or walking backwards. So every step forward you should be grateful for. 100%.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, man, 100%. Because it's just like I said, when I found that video, I was like, dude, I need to start being grateful for fucking more shit in my life. Like, there's been a lot of good things that have happened to me, and I'm like, I need to be fucking grateful, bro. Like, the fuck am I doing, man? Okay, but this video, I wanted to know, like, why you wanted to talk about this again.
Yeah.
Because I know we talked about it last weekend. I clipped it and everything like that.
I just wanted to give a little bit more concrete evidence of what I was referring to with the idea of, when you're a lazy parent, it's very evident, as well as there's a lot of facts that are stacked up in the cases in particular that I've been seeing that show that there's just this idea of, I'll just back out and hope everything goes good and take no responsibility of what's been taking place, that really you should have been taking responsibility over the situation and figuring out what the fuck happened or how you could have circumvented what took place, right? So we'll get into it and I'll explain.
Okay. Oops.
And goes on a trip with 3 white boys and their entirely white family to an island in the middle of nowhere, and the only person who doesn't make it home is, of course, the one black man. And no, there's not an investigation open. There's no foul play here. Except there were no emergency phone calls from the family members. Nobody in the local area said that they were even asked for help. And they claimed Nolan Wells went off to talk to a girl while keeping his phone with the family. Why the fuck would he go to get a girl's contact without his phone? And on top of that, not a single person stayed back to look for him. They all went home while he was still missing. And then just 2 days later, his body is found washed up on the shore, drowned? Let me ask a few questions. Why is there no investigation open on the girl that he was allegedly talking to at that time? Why is there no investigation open on the 3 friends that he was with at that time? And how are we so sure that there was no foul play at all on a drowning in the middle of the ocean on a deserted island with a family that is not his, where the story doesn't make sense? Plus, guess what? The boys that he was with, all of them deactivated their social media immediately. Shouldn't they be desperately searching for answers or connections to learn more about their missing friend? And keep in mind, the family went home hours after he was missing without bringing him back. And the person who reported him missing was his own mother that night when she realized he did not come home. If we don't start and continue radicalizing the people around us now, people will continue dying for it. These conversations need to happen. This exposure needs to happen.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so the idea there is, and again, it doesn't really matter the race because it could have been racially motivated. It could not have been. We don't really know. That doesn't really matter. The idea that matters to me is the idea that 4 teenagers had their friend out with them, and for whatever fucking reason, they abandoned him, right? I can't imagine a scenario in the world that explains or justifies abandoning your friend out in the middle of an island, an ocean, anywhere, even at the fucking mall, right? To where they no longer have communication. They're by themselves in an unknown area, and there was not only his friends there, but the parents as well. They all just abandoned him, and he had no way of contacting fuck all anyone, right? So that's what I'm getting at is I think, again, too many parents are just being lazy, taking their kids' side, not raising their kids right, and allowing this kind of shit to take place, right? And the reason I'm coming after the parents is because they're teenagers, you know what I mean? Teenagers don't really have too much sense of direction. I definitely didn't when I was a teenager. It's not something that's very common with teenagers unless they're raised up correctly. Right? I've had bosses, people that are raised correctly, and they've been working since they were 14, 15. Emancipated by the time they're 16, 17, and then they become business owners, right? It's the same thing where that kind of stuff is put into your kid. You know what I mean? No kid is going to be like, damn, my parents are poor. I'm not going to be poor. Unless it's really that bad. But they typically, as a teenager, won't decide that. It's usually put into them by that age. And that's what helps them decide, hey, I'm going to be different, right? So what I'm getting at here is, again, starting off hot. People need to start taking more responsibility in their own lives instead of reacting to what's fucking happening, right? And that's what I've been experiencing, not only with just these kind of stories, but also the idea of just anywhere, right? Consumers, people that write into the show, men that are fucking weak for their wives. Too many people are not taking enough responsibility in their lives, and it's causing a lot of heartache and harm to the people around them, right? And this is what the true essence of this video, these stories, the message that I try to get out there to you viewers and people is like, if you take extreme responsibility for everything that happens in your life, we would have a lot less of these issues, a lot less of issues as a whole. But too many people are too worried about themselves, their self-image, reacting to scenarios instead of being prepared for these scenarios and preventing them, right? Mm-hmm. So I know you had some thoughts as well.
Well, before I give my thoughts, I want to play this video because this gives more details of what happened and what was going on and stuff like that. So I want to play this. Obviously, regardless of Officer Tatum's, take on it and his commentary, I just want to give more context to it because there's more updates on it and there's more information on it. So I want to go ahead and give the people more information, and then I'll go ahead and give my take. So I'll go ahead and play this video, and then we'll do that.
We're learning more about the Independence Day boat trip Nolan Wells and his friends took to Mississippi's Horn Island. As part of a records request to the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, NBC News obtained GPS information for the boat. The records show it departed from a private boat launch at 9:56 a.m., arriving at the island by 11:14 and staying there until 4:30 p.m. In audio of a call around that time to a private towing company obtained from the same records request, the caller explains a mechanical issue with the boat.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
The towing company dispatched reaching out to a local captain for help.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island, and he's saying the boat is sinking. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Records then show the boat being towed slowly from about 4:31 until 5:25 before getting back to normal speed. The boat then returned to its original location at 5:44 without Nolan Wells. Melissa Miller was at Horn Island on the 4th. She says there were hundreds of boaters there for the holiday.
It's just a big community. Everyone goes out there and, has a good time.
She also says it's normal to leave cell phones on boats and that currents at the northwest corner of the island can be treacherous.
Like you can go out there just innocently and next thing you know, the water's, it's like kind of sucking you in, throwing you back out.
After speaking with one of the friends on the boat, Nolan's concerned mother reported him missing to police.
Please report her 8-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing last seen at 3 on Horn Island.
His body was found on July 6th.
Now, one parent has also posted that some of Nolan's friends have been getting threatening messages. The FBI does confirm that it is investigating threats connected to this case, all while Nolan's mother is encouraging people to stay peaceful as she plans to hold his funeral next week.
I want y'all.
All right. So, with that information out now, I'm not saying that anybody's thoughts are wrong or anything like that, but I do want to show that there was a lot less foul play than a lot of people are really thinking. Because a lot of people want to say that the island was abandoned or they were the only ones on the island. Nope, there weren't. There were tons of people on the island at that time. So, again, that's wrong. Again, if you can take the whole him leaving it's normal to leave your phone on the boat, that take that how you want, because obviously the girl in the video said, he went to go talk to this girl, like why would he not have his phone on him? A lot of people were saying, why was everything on his phone wiped or whatever. Again, we don't know. Like, I'm just going off of the facts. I look at it like I think there was just a lot less foul play here. Now, is it horrible that this happened? Yes. Do I think this was racially motivated? No. Do I think this could have been just an accident that, happened and something just went awry? Yes, it could have happened. I mean, like you said previously, teenagers are not going to know how to handle certain situations. They're not going to know how to think properly in certain things. So, if their friend is drowning and dying, they may not know what the fuck to do, and that's why they probably called the tow people like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So again, there's just so much that we don't know, and I think a lot of people are just too willing to assume and just kind of throw darts at a dartboard and hope something hits. And that's why I just kind of look at it like, let's wait for the facts before we start throwing crazy opinions in there. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go to these kids Instagrams and shit like that. And that's why I'm guaranteeing that's why they were deactivating their shit, because they got so many death threats. So, because the homegirl was just like, oh, they deactivated their Instagrams. Suspicious. And it's like, and not really. When you're getting all these death threats, like, yeah, I would deactivate my shit too, especially if that was my friend. Like, if I was a white boy and we went out and, we were hanging out, whatever, and something happened to you and I was getting a bunch of death threats, yeah, I'd do the same thing. I would deactivate my shit too, because I'm tired of seeing that. So, again, my thing is we don't know all the facts and circumstances. I personally don't think that there was as much foul play as a lot of people want to say there was. I don't think this was racially motivated. I truly think that this could have been just an accident. This could have been something, because they weren't the only ones on that island. There were tons of boats. I mean, if you see
on Horn Island, and he's saying the boat is
an audio of a call.
So you see right here, dude, there are fucking tons of boats. All those boats. You're telling me that like all these fucking boats here and like they committed a murder? They, wanted this black kid dead? Like, no, come on, man. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense to me. So that's kind of the reason why I look at it. I kind of reserved a lot of my thoughts when it came to this, because I didn't want to jump straight to blaming anybody, and I didn't want to jump straight to like, this was just an accident either. I wanted to kind of see a little more of the information. Now, obviously, this is still only bits and pieces. This is not the full story. We still don't know the full story of how he died, the circumstances that led up to him dying. They were saying that the boat was sinking, so, that could have contributed to it or something. There could have been like the boat was sinking, they were panicking, and he probably fell overboard and something happened to him. Like, we don't know. We don't know. And that's kind of why I wanted to play this video, because I'm just like, a lot of people are just throwing accusations. And then old girl's talking about, this is why we need to be radicalized. No, bruh. No. Because you guys are so quick to jump to racial shit. It's crazy to me. It's like, dude, he was friends with white boys. Like, so what? Like, I would argue it's in the best interest of a black kid to be friends with all the white boys. My dad, as black as he is, was all friends with surfer white boys his entire life, and he lived in Long Beach. And so again, it's like, call those kids racist if anything happened to them? Like, come on, man. It just, I don't know. To me, there's just a lot that doesn't make sense, and people are so quick to just throw accusation, and I'm just not about it. Just not about it. I don't know. What do you think about that information that you saw?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much lines up with what I was talking about. There's so much info around where, again, there's a lot that goes into the idea of there's racial factors that play into it, right? And I'm not going to get into everything, because at the end of the day, you can't really prove too much based on those types of things. It's kind of like a lens that you look through. But the idea that I'm getting at is, my main point, again, still stands, because too many people, I see them as parents kind of let their kids do whatever the fuck, right? And I'm a person that believes accidents are a form of, granted, this is with reservations, because not every accident is a form of carelessness, but a lot of accidents are, right? And there are certain mind frames, paradigms that go into the idea of, when accidents happen, I'm not going to take responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at here is, regardless of what you feel like took place or motivated or was murdered or whatever the fuck, I don't feel like there's any like foul play, murder involved, whatever, but I do feel there's a level of carelessness that was involved here that caused this, right? Because we're not blind to the idea that in friend groups there are friends that sometimes are less valued in the friend group, right? And so the idea is, could people spin it to where they felt like, whatever, dude, like he's just being dramatic, and then an accident happened, he fucking died? Possibly, right? I think that's what a lot of the racist people are kind of getting at. But again, what I really care about is that there was an accident that took place, and later that night, his mother was like, I guess my kid is missing. You know what I mean?
Oh, instead of being like that day of.
At fucking 4:30 or whatever the fuck, right? When the boat. You know what I mean? Because there's clearly people around. There's witnesses, stuff like that. There's people around. He went to go talk to a girl, whatever. You know what I mean? So they were fine as a friend group. But for some reason, when something happened, they were like, I'm not going to take any responsibility. He should be fine. You know what I mean? And that's what I don't fuck with, is the idea of like, they were like, I don't know, but I'm not going to take any responsibility, right? So that's why I bring this story up, is because I think, especially as men, as much as society does not really give a fuck about our lives, we should be able to band together and give a fuck about each other's lives.
Oh, 100%. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, and that's why I did extensive research to find that video, to find the most information on it, because the thing is like I said before, a lot of people like to just throw accusations, and it's just like, that's extremely unfair to those that are involved. Like, I get it. It's a white boy and it's a black boy, and the black boy died, and now everybody wants to cry crazy. And it's just like, dude, hold your thoughts and opinions and think about it logically when the evidence comes out, because everybody tried to say like, oh, they're not going to do an investigation on this. Bro, you're absolutely dumb. They're doing an investigation of it. They're not going to just let somebody die and not do an investigation of it. They're not going to go out there and try to figure out what happened. Like, dude, what the fuck are you... Like, there's so many people online with such shitty takes when it comes to these this incident. And that's why I was like, no, we got to talk about this and we got to kind of straighten that shit up, because it's ridiculous to me that people want to... and honestly, I even feel like her take was low-key shitty, just because she tried to throw a lot of the blame on the white boys, when it's just like, dude, the evidence shows that this could have very well been an accident. This could have been a simple situation of that boat was sinking. They freaked out, didn't know what to do. They could have gotten into a tussle just off of like, because you freak out and you're like, no, let me do this, and they could have elbowed him by accident. He fell off the boat and he could have drowned because he didn't know how to swim. Or again, there's just so many things that could have happened, and for you to kind of just go and sit there and be like, yep, it was these boys. They fucking did it. There was 4 of them and there was only 1 of him, so clearly they killed him. It's like, that's a shit take, dude. That's a very shit take. It's like, you're just going to throw blame. Now, I agree with you where it's, the parents, they should have, obviously had a little more vigilance when it came to this. But again, like I said last week, man, you also can't really blame the parents, because the parents can only do so much. Your kids get influenced by other kids. Your kids get influenced by the internet. Your kids get influenced by streamers, by all kinds of matter of people. And, they want to be like them. They want to do things like them. They see these skits and they think it's real. And so they think that they can do it. And, then they get injured and hurt and things go awry and really bad things happen. So again, it's a lot, dude. It's a lot that goes on. And I think until we figure out everything that happened, we're not going to be able to definitively say it was those boys' fault. Anything else you want to add till we get to the next one?
I mean, yeah, not necessarily. We can just get into the next one.
Okay, cool. All right, so this video pissed me off because I think a lot of people don't understand self-defense, and they don't understand the severity of owning a gun. Okay, now as a gun owner myself, all right, as an owner of a Glock 19, I understand that when I am in certain situations that I need to act and be a certain way, that I can't do certain things. And I'm going to show the video, and then I'm going to show you 2 videos actually, because the first video doesn't do the justice, because it doesn't show the whole thing. So I'm going to show you the whole thing, because I'm going to show you the perspective of, the gentleman that has the gun and is dealing with this altercation, and then how the altercation was dealt with afterwards by the gentleman with the gun. Okay, so I'm going to play that, and then, like I said, I'll give my takes here on there. So,
bitch, bro, I'm not gonna blow that motherfucker. Blow that motherfucker. Oh, bro. What's your name? I got your face. You finna do life. Bro, you're a bitch. Shit. You're about to watch.
All right, so we watched that one, right? And then here, let me go here. All right, I'm gonna let it play a little bit so we can kind of get to where when they get out of the car. Okay, so and then we'll play this part.
I'm not gonna blow that motherfucker, bro. I'm not gonna back up. Blow that motherfucker. I'm not gonna back up, bro. Blow that motherfucker. Blow that motherfucker. Get him, bro. Blow that motherfucker. You finna do jail, nigga. You up, Paul? I don't care. What's your name? Just go, bro. What's your name? I got your face. Bro. I got your face. You're finna do life, nigga. Just go, bro. DPD, nigga. Just go, bro. Y'all finna, nigga. You finna do life. You finna do life. You finna do life. What's your bitch ass name? Come on, Paul. That's how I know you're a bitch. You up, Paul, you didn't even blow that bitch. You up, didn't even blow it. You up, Paul, didn't even blow it. You're a bitch. Blow it, blow it, blow it, blow it, blow that shit. What? Where? That guy? Denver police, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there, motherfucker! Turn around now! Lay on your stomach right now!
All right. So, when a lot of people saw this video, a lot of people were like, oh, those cops were wrong for shooting and they were wrong for doing this and da-da-da. Now, when you are a gun owner, you need to understand that when you get into an altercation with somebody and it leads to you shooting somebody and the cops show up on scene, all they see is somebody on the ground shot and they see you with a gun. You don't run. You don't run. That's why he was shot. It's not because he was black with a gun. It's not because these cops are racist and they're white. No, it's because he ran. And the thing is as a gun owner, you need to understand that when altercations like this happen and the police show up, you drop your gun, you drop to your knees and you raise your hands. You allow them to detain you and then you are able to tell them the story of, hey, this is what happened. He even has the video on his phone of me running away from him, what led me to shoot him, everything like that. And this wouldn't have happened. But because he ran, because he decided, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he panicked or whatever. But it's just like, dude, you got to put yourself in the mindset of the cop. They just got there. They don't know. The first part that we saw of homeboy yelling and doing all this stuff and like that, what led to the shot, they don't know any of that. So you need to be able to put them in a position of like, I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. He was the threat. I went ahead and, neutralized that threat. And I'm going to let you guys do what you got to do so you feel safe. That way I can then corroborate that story to you effectively. But if you decide to run, well, guess what? You just look like you shot the dude. And this looks like it was a, violent occurrence. So that's my thing is as a gun owner, you need to be responsible for that. You need to understand that when you get into an altercation, and you have a gun, now you need to be defensive immediately. Drop your gun. Look as innocent as possible. Hey, nope. Let them do what they're going to do. I just can't stand why people sit there and they look at this and they think, oh, yeah, they're racist. Oh, yeah, they need to do better. No, these cops did what they were trained to do. They showed up on scene, saw a man with a gun, asked him to stop. He ran. Now that in their mind, they think he's a threat. So it's like, it only makes sense to them. Now, obviously, after the fact, they're going to be like, oh, shit, dude, why didn't you fucking drop your gun and let us detain you and then tell us the story? Why didn't you do that? You know what I mean? So, I want your take. Your take is probably going to be different than mine. I don't know, but...
yeah, I mean, it really... Again, there's so much that really goes into it that I can't unpack every aspect of every bit of everything that might be going through someone's mind, a cop's mind, because there's demographics, there's what area they're in, there's fucking how each individual's cop life experience, yada, 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 right? The only thing that I can point out here is, and it's loosely based off of my own experience because I know police have a different operations when it comes to ROE, which is rules of engagement. So, I just know for myself, right, just based off of these short videos, they didn't follow proper ROE protocol, right? So the idea here is you see someone run, that doesn't inherently mean that they are a threat, right? Do I think that these cops have enough judgment to understand that, hey, if a suspect is running with a gun, they're probably going to retreat somewhere and try to fight their way out of a corner? Yeah, right. That anyone could say that because that's pretty obvious when you're chasing a suspect, when you're chasing anyone, right? The only time that you think about it as on a fundamental primal level, an animal is only going to run until it can't run anymore. Once it's faced with no longer being able to run, it's going to fight. So, of course, for them, they're like, hey, we cornered him. He's in a corner. He's probably going to up gun and shoot the fuck out of us, right? Yeah. So they shot the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
However, I know in the Marine Corps, rules of engagement are no matter what the fuck happens until that first shot is fired from an enemy combatant, you're not to open fire, right? And that causes a lot of controversy here in the States because they're American citizens. Cops seem trigger happy, yada, yada, yada. So, of course, I'm not going to get into all the semantics of arguing either side because the idea is, of course, anyone could say, hey, you know, he's black, so of course he's going to be more aggressive, more likely to fight. Or they could say the cops are racist. They could say whatever the fuck. I don't care. The point here is I don't believe these cops follow protocol. And from there, I feel like they probably shot the fuck out of him because they were just too scared, right? Much like he ran because he was too scared. You know what I mean? What you said about like the idea of you shoot someone, you should immediately call 911, unload, show clear, get down with your hands up. That sort of thing is very accurate, very correct, right? As well as you don't speak to police officers because their job is not to defend you. Their job is just to hold whatever you say against you in a court of law. So I would just say if you are a gun owner and you do end up having to disfire your weapon at all, do not speak to the police officers simply because their MO is not to help you in the court, right? Or to release you that same day. If you have shot your weapon, if you have committed a arrestable offense, their job is to arrest you for it. So that's a different thing.
In self-defense, though, no. Honestly, in self-defense, it's best to make your case. The reason being is because in self-defense cases, the only thing that matters are the facts and circumstances that led you to pull the trigger. That is all that matters in court. I don't care what anybody wants to say. They want to sit there and be like, oh, but this and oh, but you could have that and you should have this and you could have that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in a court of law. In a court of law, when you're dealing with a self-defense case, it is what are the facts and circumstances that led to the shot going off in the first place.
Correct. And you should disclose that to a lawyer, not the police officers, because the police officers, again, they're not there to help you win your case. Your lawyer is, right?
Well, see, the thing is if you... for one, there's video evidence of his self-defense and retreat, so that obviously they would not treat him as a criminal. They would actually let him go after detaining, or they would bring him back for questioning to get further information. But the thing is they're now treating him as a criminal, and then later on being like, oh shit, my bad, after we shot you. It's like if you were to explain the situation, hey, look, man, this was a self-defense thing. He has all the information on his phone there, and you let the cops do what they got to do. At that point, it's like now you made the cops look stupid, and you're not dealing with a situation of, you got fucking gun wounds and shit like that. I'm not saying you say too much to the cops. I'm just saying it's like you give the facts, circumstances, that's it. You don't give anything more than that, anything less. You give the facts, boom, that's it. Because in self-defense cases, majority of the time, the fact that the reason a lot of self-defense cases win is because the person who fired the shot themselves will go on to the stand and talk about what went through their mind on the day and while the shot was occurring. They will, and a lot of times that does help. Having on scene, having that already, all that does is make it easier for the lawyer to be like, yeah, dude, this is already cut and clear. We have this on their body cam. We have this on his camera. You know what I mean? We have it on testimony. Like, this is a clear-cut case. That's the reason why you do it when it's self-defense. When it's clear self-defense, dude, you give yourself as much fucking ammunition as possible, because that's what's going to happen is the court of public opinion is going to sit there and take this to a crazy magistrate because it's a racial thing. Oh, a black guy shot a white dude, so now we got to take this all the way up. Why? Because the DA is getting scrutiny because of racial violence and this and that. Bro, there's so much that goes into it where it's like, if you would have just acted properly, understand that as a gun owner, if this happens, hey, it is what it is. Answer the cops' questions, because that's the thing they're going to ask. They're going to be like, what the fuck happened? And you just give them facts and circumstances. He came up to me. I retreated. He walked up to me multiple times aggressively. I then fired. Everything that I'm saying is on the phone. Boom. That's it. It's documented on their body cam. It's there. When you go talk to a lawyer, guess what? It's all there. You know what I mean? So when it's different when it's self-defense. I agree with you when it's other things, like, if it's a murder case, or if it's I don't know, whatever kind of case you want to deal with, then yes, I'd be like, don't talk to the cops fucking at all. But when it's self-defense, I believe it's different. It's very, very different. You need as much evidence as possible because a lot of it, when it comes to self-defense, is hearsay. You know what I mean? But if you're the type of person that has extreme evidence, oh, dude, 9 times out of 10, you're walking out of there.
Well, that's to say that there's, there's a lot that goes into it. But the idea is, even if it is clear-cut self-defense, one, it's up to the cops if they want to arrest you or not. Which more than likely you shot someone, they're going to arrest you. Like, there's no way of getting out of it.
Of course.
Right?
That's why I said they're going to detain you and they're going to take you for further questioning.
And the Miranda rights are not, if you want to, what you say may get held against you or will not get held against you. It is what you say can and will be used against you, right? Especially when you're referring to police officers. So it doesn't matter how innocent you are, because we both know that innocent people go to jail plenty of times just as much as guilty people, right? So the idea, again, I would say is do not speak to the police, because that inherently is not going to harm you if you do it accurately, right? If you explain to the police like, hey, I totally get it. I will come into the station willingly. I will give myself up for arrest, but I'd rather give my statements to a lawyer that can help me out, right? Or I'm going to exercise my Fifth Amendment right. Just keep your mouth shut. Go down to the station, cooperate, and of course, they're going to do an investigation. The evidence is going to be on that person's phone. Once you speak with a lawyer, all that type of stuff, you're going to have a better case for that self-defense with a lawyer, not with police officers, right? And again, this is by no means legal advice, because we're not lawyers either.
No, not
so
at
do
all.
whatever the hell you want to do. Do not do what we say. I just know what I wouldn't do, especially because there are times to talk yourself into more than what you should have done.
Yeah,
right?
but it still holds true that, and I'm not gonna sit here and say this is my opinion. No. If you have a gun and you get into an altercation, you disarm yourself, and you go ahead and you let yourself be detained.
Yes.
How you deal with the police after is up to you.
Yeah.
Okay? But that does not change the fact that if you get into an altercation with a gun, you disarm yourself and you give yourself over.
Yeah.
You do not sit there and run.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I don't care if you're black, brown, Chinese, dirty knees, look at these, Mongolian. I don't give a fuck what you are. You disarm yourself and you let yourself be turned over, because this will happen. And you will get shot.
There is something that just came to mind is, who knows, right? He shot the son, right? I guess the guy that got shot was like, I don't know if I heard it correctly, but it sounds like the guy that got shot, his dad was there or something, and was like, yo, they just shot my son or whatever. There could have been the thought of like, hey, if I throw my gun right now, they may pick it up and try to shoot me back, right? Some shit like that, right? There's probably another factor in there that caused him to run. However, again, and that just came to mind because it didn't look like he was running to then try to shoot the cops, obviously. It looked like he probably was trying to run somewhere else, dispose of the gun, so that way he could be arrested, whatever, right? Which I totally get, I
highly doubt. I highly doubt he was running in good intention at all, if I'm being honest with you. I think...
What do you mean?
Because the thing is like, if you're a gun... Like, I'm a gun owner. You know what I mean? And they teach and train you, and I'm sure, through your firearms expertise and training, maybe it's different because of the civilian world, but... when I went through the classes and, when they teach you and stuff like that, and gun owners that are listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not fucking trying to, rewrite the wheel or anything. This is just things that are taught to everybody who owns a gun. It is said that when you do get into an altercation, you then unload the gun and then, you do surrender yourself over. And how you deal with the police is kind of up to you after that. The reason you then unload and dischamber the weapon is the simple fact of what you just said. Someone can then come over and try to take the gun and use it against you. But if the gun is dischambered and the magazine is separated from the gun, well, it's a little harder to then accomplish that. Can it be done? Sure, but it's going to be a little harder to accomplish. And so that's kind of the reason why I say it's still true no matter what. You do that. I don't care what it is. Now, look, if he had this gun illegally, which I don't think he did,
Right.
but we don't know that. We don't know. We don't know if he had the gun illegally. We don't know if he, was running from the cops because he had a record or something. We don't know those details. So again, like you said, we don't know why he ran, but it's just the thing is, if you take the facts and circumstances of what happened in the video, I truly believe these cops were justified in what they did because of the facts and circumstances they walked into. They walk into it, they see a guy on the ground shot, they see a guy with a gun, he then runs when we give him a lawful command. Well, all right, this dude must have did something, and he must have did something with malicious intent. And then, like you said, when they then run and barricade themselves, well, we assume, dude, I'm going to get shot back at, so I should meet force with force and go ahead and neutralize the threat. A lot of people sit there and they say, oh no, that's wrong and this and that, and it's just like, okay, so you feel that the cop needs to get shot first in order for him to actually return fire. Well, guess what? Sometimes those cops that get shot first and then they deal with them, he doesn't go home. And that's the thing. It's like, what are we talking about here? And that's a crazy anomaly to me, where people feel that cops need to get shot first in order to be able to then meet aggression. No, that's not the way they're trained. The way they're trained is they're trained to be always one step ahead. If they are throwing fists, I have a taser. If you then pull out a weapon, doesn't matter if it's a knife, pool cue, bat, gun, whatever, I'm drawing my gun. That is just how they're trained, and that's how it keeps them safe. I am so sick and tired of this police slander and all this kind of stuff. As people who as somebody who has a lot of family in law enforcement, it pisses me off that people sit there and they will talk about this about police. Oh, they're just this, there's that. Yeah, there's going to be some bad nuts. There are 100%, but that does not then translate to every cop out there. It just doesn't. There are a lot, and I would say majority of police officers are good people that are just trying to come home to their family. That's really all it is, man. But that's all I'm going to say on it. If you want to say something, you can.
There's just way too much that goes into it, especially with, again, upbringings, their outlook on the world, all that kind of stuff. So no one's really able to give a clear-cut outline on anything, right? Because, again, I've been in the military. A lot of other members that I know are crazy, right? And that's just like a fact, right? A fact of the matter is they've gone out, done deployments, come back, and they're fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And it's like the idea that the same men that go out and fight in wars are probably around the same kind of men that'll be in police officer roles is like, all right, some like you said, some people are crazy, some people are not. You just never know. So there's not really any way to determine what is. I'm a man that says if it's not explicitly said or conveyed, you can't really know. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, like, all right. For me personally, do I feel like if you are shot as a police officer, you have there's no other argument that could be made that you shouldn't have returned fire, right? If you shoot first, yes, you are doing what, as a human, instinctually you were programmed to do, and you made it home, and you probably, could or could not be a good person, still making it home. Yeah, both of those are correct, right? Where it's like, all I'm saying is, but you leave, in the second scenario, you leave the room open for interpretation of, was that guy actually going to shoot because he did not discharge his weapon, right? So, again, I think that's why the military has its rules of engagements, where even if I was about to get racist. Even if an enemy combatant,
fucking downhead,
even if an enemy combatant,
fucking downhead,
holds a rifle, a weapon, an RPG up and aims it at you, until they pull that trigger, you are not to engage.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, dude, it kind of makes sense. We're here at home. If someone's brandishing a weapon, they're threatening you, but they're not doing anything, you can't really say they were going to, because a show of force is not an actual execution of force, right? So there's just too much on there's too much up in the air to really say one way or the other. So I'll just leave it at the idea is there's ambiguity here with this case, whereas if one of the police officers was shot, there would be no ambiguity. So
yeah. So.
And as well as
you hear that song, you shoot him,
as well as
God dang.
To the people in the live stream coming in, I did want to give a quick shout out to at least acknowledge, like, we have people saying hello, hi, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Welcome in, stay a while, leave a comment. If you have anything to say about the videos, please say some shit.
Like we understand it is a live stream and stuff like that. We want to talk to you guys and stuff like that, but obviously we have a show to run. We're trying to keep it as smooth as possible. So if you guys want to have us talk to you guys and stuff like that, then go ahead and say what say what you think about the video. Don't just say hi.
Yeah.
All right. Just don't. If you just say hi, I'm not gonna say anything to you. Just
right. There's not much. To say.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna be like hi. I'm not gonna stop the whole show to say hi to you. Okay.
Right.
Talk about the video. Give questions, all that kind of stuff, or be like, yeah, you're wrong because of the, what I mean, and we'll go from there. Okay. So we just wanted to let you guys know that, because we do see you guys in the chat and we do see you guys coming in and stuff like that. All right. This next video, I wanted to get your take on this, because this right here, man, all I'm going to say is don't believe what women say. Believe what they do. Okay? That's all I'm going to say with this video. All right.
Not a long-term person. I just am not interested in anything that comes after the 6-month relationship mark.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not interested in dealing with your family or your issues. I don't want to be part of a unit. I want to have a good, sexy affair.
I get that.
I don't want to be a couple.
Yep.
I just want to have somebody that I'm into and buzzing on. What I've discovered with like getting older and knowing myself is that like it's the same with like drugs. Like, I don't stay too late to the party. You know what I mean? I know when to wrap things up. And I know when I never wanted to have to quit a drug or quit alcohol. So I've never wanted to have to give it up. So I've never gone so far that I have to. And that's how I am with guys. I'm not obsessive. The best part of my life have always been the parts where I'm single. So when I am single, I really like to celebrate that instead of pining and hoping that I'll meet someone. That doesn't always lend itself to the most happiest time, like the most happy times.
I agree.
There's a lot of drama that can come with relationships. I'm not so horny that I can't control myself.
Right.
It's not like I gotta go get some dick. No, I don't need to go get some dick.
Well, and by the way, when you stop getting dick, you kind of forget what it's like. I'm a nun at this point. So
right. Well,
I'm not proud of it though, but
your wheels will start turning again.
All right, bro.
Stop the cap.
Look, you want to know why she feels that way? You want to know why she's just like, I'm not a long-term person, all that, because you can't get a man.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you can't get a man. That's the fucking reason why. Stupid. Look, it pisses me off so much where women will sit there and they will cope, and we don't fucking sit there and call them losers. We sit there and be like, yeah, you go, girl. You be single. You do all the drugs you want and have as much sex as you want, because who cares? And it's just like, okay, cool. You go and do that, Sally. But when you're 40 like this dumb bitch, don't sit there and come crying to everybody else that you can't find a man, and then you're just going to cope with, I celebrate being single. No, you don't. Get the fuck out of here, bro. It annoys the absolute shit out of me. It's like, dude, with men, it's one of those things where it's like, when we're inadequate, we understand we're inadequate on the simple fact that society tells us we're inadequate. Men don't respect us. Women don't want us. We don't get, invited to things. We're not in certain friend groups or circles, or we're not in certain spaces and all this kind of stuff. That is what comes down to, like, when you're inadequate as a man. But for some fucking weird ass reason, when women are inadequate, they're like, nah, fuck all that. You're inadequate. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll champion you, girl. You're the best. And it's just like, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't do long-term relationships because long-term relationships don't do you.
Yeah, they are absolute epitome of what it is to gaslight yourself into any situation being in their favor, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we have here. We have a woman, two women in their masculine, and of course the fucking, I don't know which one's the host, but the younger one's
the
like,
younger one is the host.
I'm pretty much a nun at this point. Yeah, because you fucked yourself out of getting in a relationship.
Thank you.
You fucking clown. And she's like, I'm not proud of it. And it's like, she's like, the below the surface is like poking out there. Because she's like, fuck, dude, I'm so happy that I'm not getting anything. I swear I'm happy. And then the other chick's just like, yeah, I'm going to die a cat lady. Yeah, I'm happy I'm gonna die a cat lady. I celebrate being a... They're both just behind the surface repressing all of their emotions. But they're out like, dude, I can't go out like this, dude.
Yeah.
And the idea, again, women will try to preserve their self-image that they have of themselves, regardless if it's based in reality, right?
Yeah.
Again, we have two women here that are just... absolutely they're I can't say the equivalent of incels, but they're just insufferable, right?
Well, yeah, they're femcells. Like, that's a
right,
fucking
that's the
thing,
word.
dude. It's like a lot of women sit there and they're like, I'm single by choice. No, you're not.
No.
You're single because you're not getting chosen. You're getting fucked.
And the idea that a woman always chooses the masculine over failed femininity, right? And it's because when you fail at one thing, they don't have much going on for themselves, so they try to find victories in other things, right? Women that fail in femininity try to glorify being in their masculine, right? And it's like, dude, you're not something to celebrate because you're in your masculine doing masculine shit, dude. We just know you're a failed feminine at that point, and you're just advertising it to the world.
Yeah, I mean, mainly those dudes are gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, okay, cool, yeah, sex only.
Yeah,
that's it. They're gonna be like sex only because they don't want to deal with your masculine ass attitude. They don't want to deal with you gloating about your money and your success and your career and this and that, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. Nobody cares. And you want to know why nobody cares is because men and women want different things from each other. Men want femininity, fertility, youth, and beauty. Okay? Women want, successfulness, security, money, all these kind of traits that you are trying to push onto a guy. Guys don't care about that. Now, if you do got a guy that cares about that nigga's broke as fuck. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to siphon off your shit. Like, what? Oh, you make all that money? Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so fucking fantastic. You're the one, man. You're the best. Now, trust me, you're gonna get that dude, and he's just gonna use you up, and then you're gonna be in that relationship talking about, I'm always the one paying for everything. I take care of him. Come on, man. You do it to yourself, bro. Yep. You fucking do it to yourself.
And it's funny too, because like imagine on the flip side, right? That the males were failing in their masculine and then they tried to go be celebrated in the feminine. Like, oh, I started charging for dates and like you had to put a deposit and I need to start getting taken care of by these women because I had did so much as a man and I'm not interested in fucking providing or protecting or that type of shit. You can leave that to someone else. You got to take care of me. Women would look at that and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
he would be called every name under the sun and probably hung for that. You know what I mean? God, they would probably kill that man for that.
Oh,
and it's so sad that like women on the other end are like, dude, I failed as a feminine. In the feminine, I'm gonna be celebrated in the masculine. And they think that that's some type of power claim or something like that.
It's not, dude.
It's not. It's really not. It's sad. It's disgusting.
Ah, dude. All right, man. This next one, okay, I'm going to play all the videos because it's not just one video. It's not just two videos. It's not just three. There's like 4 videos that I'm going to show you of just the most absolute woman absurdity I've ever seen. Now, you probably agree with me on this. Social media has made it to where women have such big fucking heads that they, like, even the ugliest of ugliest woman thinks that she's a 10 and she's perfect and this and that. And I'm going to show you some videos of exactly that. and we're gonna laugh our asses off to this.
Jesus.
Like I said, I'm gonna show. It's gonna be like a couple videos. It's not just gonna be one. It's gonna be a couple. So all right, let's start with this one.
Yes, this is me. This is a 3K, 3,000 EBT queen. 7 kids, 7 different baby daddies. So what? I get 3,000 in food stamps. Yes, I love it over here. I will not give up this lifestyle. I love it. You hear me? Yes.
And I don't know why y'all popping and going crazy in the comments. 24 with 4 baby daddies is not bad. Look at your mama and you trying to talk about me?
I have the brokest baby daddies ever. I texted my 4 baby daddies. I got 6 kids, right? So I texted my 4 baby daddies and I was like, hey, can you send me some money so we can go out to dinner tonight? You know, thinking that they should send me it, right? I gave them kids. They owe me this. So I text them and I asked them. The first 2 don't even respond. Of course they don't. They're fucking bums. Then the third one responds and tells me he pays $700 a month. Why can't I use his child support for that? That if I still don't have money, I need to get a job.
I have 5 kids by 5 different men. And I'm not ashamed of it.
How?
Life happened.
I have 9 kids, and people always ask me how I'm going to afford to pay for all these kids, like their entire childhood and putting them through college and all this. And the trick is to just also have an insane amount of baby daddies. Like I have 9 kids, 7 baby daddies. And so I get 7 child support checks. And now most of my baby daddies make pretty good money. And one of them, I actually get 40% of his paycheck somehow.
People are so bothered by me having 4 kids from 4 different men.
Nobody's bothered.
I'm gonna like honestly keep talking about it forever. Like deadass. I didn't know it was so frowned upon. Like, oh my god.
Yes, this is me.
All right, that's one video. All right, that's one.
You niggas with 18 fucking kids, 2 kids or more, and you fucking broke. Get the fuck out my goddamn inbox, bitch.
Who the in your inbox? Okay.
Who the fuck is in your inbox, bro?
Right?
Help.
And then what kills me? The motherfucking
Ugh. Shit.
Guys, my husband is so cute and nice. He just told me that he doesn't post me on social media because he doesn't want anybody to steal me, right, baby?
I be so sick of you niggas.
Nobody fucking told you that shit.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie.
Come on, man.
Why the fuck you lying?
Oh.
And then what kills
All right.
me? The motherfucking
And then there's more. There's more.
Why does everybody ask me if I'm Latina? Isn't it obvious?
Jesus!
I don't know which man in my DMs and my likes need to hear this.
Yeah,
Right?
not me. Anyways, where the fuck is the rest of your head?
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out.
No, you fucking lie.
I hate when I'm at the club and a nigga buy me a fucking drink and now he think he with me for the rest of the night.
Out of all the things to
I need the
be
name and
a
location of
turn
this.
off.
Before you hop in my DMs, just know that I don't shave my armpits. And
your foundation don't match.
Bad bitch, activate. What the fuck? Oh.
Still a...
Oh, bitch, please, you can go to hell with that ugly ass clown suit on your head like Cam Newton.
Now, I tried to do a widow's peak bob.
Listen to me, baby.
No.
Nigga, bitch, never know and forever in a day.
Like,
Why
that is
does
a
everybody
man.
ask me if I'm Latina?
Bro, all right. Social media, bro, has literally blown women's heads so big that these women, all those women I showed you, they think they're hot commodities, bro.
And you know what happens, right? Is these women start with the idea of, I need to be delusional online, right? And then what they do is they gaslight themselves so hard into believing every bit of evidence after that. Proving them wrong is just more proof that they're right. And then you have men that fuck around and for some reason fall victim to this kind of behavior.
Because they are victims, bro.
They are victims. You're a victim. If you saw any one of those women and you were like, damn, yeah, that was me that was saying that shit to her. You're a victim. You're a victim. You need help. Seek counseling. Watch the show. Become a better man.
Oh man, yeah, because that needs to stop, bro.
Because we have another video of exactly why these women get validated and what they do is so apparent, and it happens all over the internet, right? I'm gonna let you speak on what you wanted to say on those videos, but we'll play the next one after that. Cause
no, which one is it?
It's the one with the chick in her with her the curlers in her hair walking through the store. I think it was on Instagram.
Was it on Instagram?
Not this shit again. I forget.
It
My brain.
It might have been on TikTok.
TikTok Patty Whack. Where is it at?
This one right here?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, sir. Hi,
yes,
hi.
yes.
Can you hold this for
Hello.
a second?
Oh, okay.
Can you? Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
I'm in the rush right now. I'm going to brunch with my friends.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Alex. What's your name?
Alex. Nice to meet you. I'm Jordan.
Nice to meet you, Jordan.
What you doing in the store today?
A little grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of groceries are you getting?
I'm thinking about making some steak and potatoes tonight. Maybe a little sauteed veggies.
Oh, that sounds yummy. Okay.
That's pretty good. What are you doing exactly?
I am going to brunch.
I mean, with your hair, what is that thing? Do those?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a heatless curler. You put it in your hair overnight, and then in the morning you have curls, and you didn't have to put heat or damage onto your hair, and so it lasts. Oh, give it a second. I know it looks crazy.
So there's no heat. You just wrap your hair in it.
Yeah, I just wrap my hair in it. Make sure it's dry, because then it'll look.
Wow.
Oh,
you know, I think I could get an extra steak if you'd like to join me tonight.
Oh, that's sweet of you. But I have a boyfriend. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Does it look okay? I can't see it.
Yeah. You look gorgeous. I can't believe that those actually do that with your hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Got fucking used. Got fucking used, bro.
And this is exactly why women have the delusions that they do.
Got used.
You were a tripod for this random fucking chick. You were just a tripod, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She was stunned. She's like, "Why the fuck would I want to have dinner with you, idiot? You're a tripod." Damn. And then you thought you would save it with like, "You're absolutely gorgeous." Damn. Fucking fool. You're a fool.
Damn.
And you let that happen.
Yeah.
You allowed this woman to walk up to a complete stranger like, wait, let me just go ahead, set this up here. Hey, hold this. All right, perfect. I'm going to get myself ready for some other dick, and you're not going to be it. And then for me personally, one, I would not be, if I was single, I would still not be holding the camera for this lady. Two, even if somehow I was tricked into the idea of like, hey, I'll hold this for you, whatever. As soon as she was like, oh, no, I have a boyfriend.
Like those videos.
Yeah, fuck. God.
Oh, my
what
God.
the fuck am I doing here? Tell you, why is your boyfriend not here? Why is he not holding that
Facts.
shit?
Like, bro, like if I was her boyfriend and I saw this video, I'd be like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Dude? The fuck are you doing? Hey, what in the hell? Hey, man, that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's because you men allow it. I can't be nice.
Yeah.
I can't be used as a tripod in the store.
Like, bro.
I can't get shot the fuck down and keep simping for women because I'm being nice to them. Eventually, one of them will like me. She walked up and was like, yeah, this guy seems like a tripod. Here you go.
Right?
Fuck
right. Yeah, she was just like, oh, this guy seems like a good enough of a sucker. And it's just like, dude.
And you proved her fucking right. And all those women before that were like, I got 6, 7, 8 baby daddies. That's all they're doing is looking for suckers. They're looking for legal suckers to just keep under their belt and have infinite money glitches. And you motherfuckers are letting it happen.
Oh, yeah, man. You definitely are letting it happen. Like, it's crazy to me that you guys are willing to do that. And I talked about this so many videos ago, dude, where I was just it was the video of that girl where she was like, oh yeah, I dropped this guy dropped a pool cue or whatever, and I was like, that's $5, and dude just gave her $5. She went to the pizza thing and was like, I want pizza, and the dude just fucking gave him pizza, and I'm just like, bro, y'all need to fucking stop simping. Y'all got in our comment section talking about, oh, well, I can't be nice, and it's like, no, bro, it's not that you can't be nice, it's stop doing things for women that have done nothing to deserve what it is that you're doing for them. I get it. They look at it like, oh, come on, bro. All they're doing is just holding the thing. Yeah, and you got fucking used.
Yeah.
And you got played.
And that's somehow, like, in your mind, you're winning. You're like, yeah, dude, no, I'm just being nice, or like, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, like, you look dumb.
You look stupid, and you won't accept it.
Yeah, man, hey, crazy work, bro. Crazy work. All right. I wanna get your take on this. We're gonna play 4 videos. They're all in the same vein, all in the same whatever we got going on. But these, I want to get your take on this because for some crazy reason, women think like, oh, you know, I can just leave the good guy and everything is hunky dory and fine. And I want to get your take on it, on these women's and their thoughts. Hold on.
By the way,
okay, we're gonna play 4 videos.
If you're a woman and you're dating a man who is nice and respectful and treats you well, but still deep down you're feeling like that's not your person and it's not feeling like how you thought it was supposed to feel like, and you don't want to spend every day of the rest of your life with them, not illegal to break up with them. Not fun, not easy, but not illegal to break up with a man because he's nice.
All right, I don't want to listen to your whole fucking video. I'm just going to get to the point.
I'm telling you, it is the wildest thing when you wake up one day and you realize you feel nothing.
Yes.
That it is gone and it's never coming back. And you're not even sure if it was ever really there. Literally, you wake up, it hits you, and you're freaked out because you don't understand what's happening. And you just think, how did I get here?
Yep.
It is honestly so easy to leave the bad guy, but nobody ever talks about leaving the good guy. The guy where it's like there's nothing wrong, but you just know deep down it's not your person. I know for me, that was way harder than leaving somebody where I had every excuse and reason to leave them. Like, I had to make this decision last year, and honestly, it was one of the hardest decisions I had to make. People might have thought it was selfish or whatever the case may be, but I think it's selfless because when you know that that's not your person, like you're just getting confirmation after confirmation that that's not your person, you're actually going against God's will, 1, and 2, you're actually holding them back for whatever they deserve. They deserve.
Yes, good. Wasting a guy's time is justified. Fantastic.
My ex-fiance was not a bad man. He was actually an extremely good man. And I will maintain that until the end of my days. He was a good man.
Oops.
But even good men are conditioned into entitlement, and all women are conditioned into servanthood. My partner did all the things he's supposed to do. He worked a hard job and he provided the financial means for our house. He was our main breadwinner. He fixed things in the house. He showed up. He played occasional dates. Like, he did all the things he was supposed to do. But there was something missing in the day-to-day that I really did not give credit to how important was. And that really was just like the emotional capacities that we had. I saw someone comment on one of my recent videos of like feeling exhausted because she was having to beg for that emotionality in her relationship. And it brought me back to so many conversations where I was sitting across from my partner, like begging him to just be emotional and open with me in a way that he could not access. And it constantly made me feel like I was too much. And he was never saying that. He was never like, you were too much. But it always made me feel like I was too much.
Okay. As a married man, your takes on this. We saw 4 women, 4 different scenarios of leaving the good guy is okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is okay because you know why? It is in a female's nature to pick the one that abuses them. They need the emotional roller coaster where, hey, he did everything he was supposed to do, but I'm not getting abused, beat, mistreated, whatever the case may be, right? And now hear me out on this, right? The idea is women look for a certain level of safety and a certain level of unsafety, right? And the idea is they probably got with the good guy and realized he's his own being, he's autonomous, but I don't feel anything because he's not causing any type of emotion one way or the other in me, right? And that only is brought out with disagreements, uncertainty, instability, uncontrollability, i.e. being that guy, right? Because women that get in a relationship with a good guy feel nothing because you hit a goal of like, hey, I made it, and there's no need for improvement, or there's no need to still perform, right? And that's what these women aren't saying here, is like there's no problem in their mind emotionally to fix or to balance out, right? I.e. that woman was like, hey, there's got to be something below the surface that's, bugging you. Yeah, you're not expressing it to me. And he's like, dude, there's not shit going on, because he's happy and content as a man, right? And that's the point where a lot of women are like, the good guy or the nice guy finishes last because that's all he is he does what he's supposed to do, takes care of you, and that's it. There's no women drama, there's no emotional heartstrings getting pulled, there's no mystery, there's no power, there's no conquest, there's nothing, right? And that's why a lot of them are like, dude, no one talks about how hard it is to leave the good guy, because they have this idea in their head of like, in order for me to leave without being the bad person, I need to create a story, but there's no story to create to justify me leaving, other than I just don't feel like I don't feel the love I did once upon a time, right? Which is why they always say an abusive dude always got a girl to beat on, or these women, they get tired of calling out the people around these women get tired of like, hey, your dude's beating on you, so you probably should leave. And they're like, well, I don't want to, because they're getting what they're asking for, right?
Oh,
they're getting that emotional drama, the push and pull, where like sometimes he's nice, sometimes he treats me really well. There's just so much mystery on how things are gonna go. It's like a never-ending one of their novels or fucking TV shows that they like to watch, right? And they get it in real life, and that's what I'm getting at is they need a balance to the good guy that they're not getting, and that's why they're like, dude, you know what I mean? So of course these women are gonna be like, yeah, I'm leaving, dude, because there's and there's another video that I'll bring up that circumvents this from a different perspective, right? But you had something you wanted to say, right?
Oh, because look, I'm not gonna be a misogynist like the Rig 4 here. I'm gonna let a woman no, I'm just kidding. But I have a video that honestly I'm gonna let a girl explain, what it is that I truly feel like these women want in their relationship, and they're leaving the good guy because they're not getting this. And so I'm gonna play this for you guys.
Control more than they want love. This one is so real that I cannot even express to you how real it is. Most women's version of love is about control. Controlling what a man does, controlling his money, controlling his assets, controlling what he looks at, controlling his sexuality, controlling his freedom. When I say the thing that a man needs most in a relationship is his freedom, it is true. The reason men are scared of relationships is because women take away the freedom of men subliminally and emotionally. We say we want devotion, but underneath we want to be the center of someone's universe forever. We have this toxic feminine trait of, unless he has given up all of his freedom and all of his time and all of his ways that he does things, then I don't feel loved. You can't control another person and love them at the same time. What you think is love is not love. You want to control him. Choose. Do you want to control, or do you want connection? If you want connection, then you have to let someone be who they are, Jessica. You have to let someone be who they are, because if they are your puppet and they are just operated and ruled by fear of losing you, that is not love, baby girl. Okay.
So
exactly
that's what I get into. It's like, dude, the reason these women are leaving the quote unquote good guy and all this kind of stuff is because there is, like you said, there's nothing to control. everything is good. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's giving you love and affirmation. He's telling you what you want to hear. You know, he's making you feel safe. He's creating a safe space for you. He goes to work and works hard for you. Even the last girl sat there and said, oh yeah, I was feeling like, there was no connection, this and that, or I was feeling some sort of way. And he even told me that, oh no, it's not that, but I was still feeling it. It's like, no, you want control in the relationship. You want some kind of control, something in the relationship that you can manipulate and that you can control. But see, when they get a guy that they can't do that to, they look at it like, well, I don't like this. I don't like how this makes me feel. Even though this is good for me, even though this is what I want and what I asked for. And that's why I played that video in the beginning of where that lady was talking about, why is it that once, we get what it is that we're praying for, we all of a sudden then complain about the responsibilities of what it is that God put in our lives that we prayed for. You know what I mean? So women will sit there and they will pray for this man, and then God will send them that man, and then they will complain that this man is doing everything right, and that there's nothing to control in the relationship. There's no fights to be had. There's no emotional up and down. It's because women want control, and it doesn't matter if it's just a little bit of control or it's a whole bunch of control. They want something that they can control and manipulate for themselves. And that's why I'm like, dude, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, because I'll just be a misogynist on that. So I'm going to let a woman tell you that, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to kind of further go into her point, but it's just like, dude, that's what it is. And it pisses me off, because it's just like, this is what's wrong with dating, is that women will go online. They will say this shit. Other women then will champion this shit. And so then a girl with a good guy will sit there and look at this video, and they'll tell themselves, you know what? Yeah, I should leave my good guy too. I feel that way. My feelings are so justified. I feel that way. I'm going to do that. And then she leaves that guy, and then this is what happens. All right, I got a perfect video for it. This is what happens right here to this girl.
One summer evening.
I'm finally done.
What are you done with?
With our time apart. I know it's been really difficult. It's been difficult on both of us, but I'm finally ready for us to be together. And I'll never have to wonder about anything else.
I'm seeing someone. I didn't need an experiment to know that I loved you. And I'm not an idiot. You're I guess, done with whatever you've been doing with whoever you've been doing, and you can come running back to me? No thanks. I'll pass.
I'm done.
So that's where these women are going to end up. They listen to these bullshit stories on TikTok. They listen to these dumb women all day and talk about how horrible it is to have a man, and how horrible it is to be married and in a relationship and this and that. And they go leave their guy. And then later down the road, they get dogged out by a bunch of dudes. And then they look at it like, damn, I had such a good guy, man. Oh, I'm ready to come back. And he's like, what? No, dude. Like, I didn't need to go like fuck a bunch of girls to know I loved you. I didn't need to go out and be single and do all this shit to know that I loved you. I just knew that I loved you, and I loved you regardless. You know what I mean? Like, that is what's wrong with dating, is bullshit videos like this. It pisses me off so much, because there are so many great women out there that get influenced by these shitty women, and then they break up with a good guy. They break up with a guy that's like working his ass off for his family and doing what he's got to do. He's being the guy that every woman claims that they want, and then all of a sudden they still fucking leave the guy. And you want to know what happens to that good guy? What happens to that good guy is he then becomes the bad guy. He's like, why the fuck am I going to do any of this shit? Because I just got left. I just got cheated on. Why? Because she watched a fucking TikTok video. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fucking go out, I'm going to fuck bitches and get money. Like, why? And that's why I made my video. 2026 dating is vain, because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you are, or even who you are, and you want to know why this is true, on like no matter who you are, what you say, all that, bro, there are millionaires getting cheated on.
Yes. Yep.
So, bro, it's like if millionaires are getting cheated on, we have no fucking come on, man. And so that's what I'm saying, dude.
And I would say, arguably, it's not the idea that women want control, is they want to fight for control, right? The fight is what really gets them off, because if a woman realizes she can't control a man, she's going to leave. if she realizes she can control a man easily, she's going to leave. So the idea is she needs some form of balance, i.e. why they stick around abusers for a long time, because they get beat on, they realize, oh, I can't control this man, and then he backs off, and then he's like, you know what, babe, like, I am going to start being better to you, you know, you're right, and then she's like, oh, I do have some control here, right? So she starts taking some control, she starts seeing improvement, and she's like, all right, perfect, now things are going a little bit better, and then he takes it right the fuck back and does the same shit, abuses her, does whatever, and then she's like, dude, I don't have control anymore, but it was working before, so I have to try harder, and then it's just this push and pull, whereas with good dudes, I'm sure with those 4 women, anything she asked for, he was like, yeah, dude, I'll get it done, gets it done, does whatever, continued to be that good man. She was like, I'm not fighting for control, so this sucks. Yeah. Just like any woman that's like, dude, I have to fight for control and I'm never going to get it. Especially if anyone knows that if you see an impossible task and you feel like the effort's not worth it, you're not going to participate. It's the idea that women want to fight for control, get a little bit of it, and then be pushed back where it's like, all right, you're not going to get full control. So it's that push and pull that the women are really looking for.
Yeah. And it just, it's very contradictory to like what they want in a man. They're always like, oh, I want a guy that can just do this, do that, get it done. You know, they don't have to ask me, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, they're vigilant. They see that I need things. And once they get that guy, I think they just don't know how to act. They just don't know how to be with a guy like that. And it's just like, you're not deserving of a guy like that then. You know, that's just how I feel about that. All right. This video, I want to get your take on it because to me, I'm of the mind of just like, you don't ask a woman how to get a woman as a man.
Correct.
Because they're going to just lead you astray. But I want you to hear this video and give your take on it.
Those guys don't understand that a girl will date you even if she didn't originally like you, because of the way girls develop feelings. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Eden, and I tell you what girls actually think so that you don't have to guess. Okay, one thing you need to understand is that there are different levels to how a girl feels about a guy, okay? So first of all, we have the crush. When you have a crush on a guy, you see a guy or you meet a guy and you're like, I like him. And you go on his social media, you look at all his posts, you try to figure out, is he dating anyone? You try to figure out who he dated and what his type is. You like this guy. You start telling your other friends about this guy. Hey, I like this guy. Like, I hope he likes me. That's a crush. Now, there's also types of guys that girls are interested in, okay? So this is a little bit different. She meets you, she might think you're cute, she might think you're friendly, she might think you're funny. She isn't necessarily in love with you, but she wouldn't be opposed to dating you, okay? She might not know you well enough yet to decide whether or not she wants to date you, but if you were to reach out to her and ask her on a date, she would say yes. And a lot of times this is the category that guys fall into. If you're not her initial crush, doesn't mean that you don't have a chance, okay? Because for me, there's guys that I'm like, man, they're really cool. I don't know if they like me, but like, I mean, I like their personality. I like hanging out with them. There's no reason for me not to like them. I just don't know them super well. I don't know if they're interested or whatever. And so if there's a girl like that where it's like, you guys have good vibes, like you think she's cute, she might think you're cute, then just try and see what happens, because there's a good chance she likes you too. And if not, it'll be okay. Just enjoy being her friend. But, you know, if you want to be more than friends, then ask her out.
I love how she puts how to go from friends to dating and then proceeds to only talk about when a girl has a crush on you or is interested in you.
Yes, yep.
The fuck, bro? And this is why you don't ask women how to get a woman as a man. You don't, bro. Because of this bullshit right here. It's like, dude, you didn't tell any guy how to go from friends to dating with a girl. You pretty much said to men that she needs to either have a crush on you or be interested in you in order for you to get a date with her. You didn't explain, oh, if she sees you as a friend, this is how to get it. Because my thing is, my philosophy, I always say, if she sees you as a friend, guess what? You're cooked.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
She sees you as a friend, and that's it. There is no change in it. There's no amount of like money and abs and this and that. We even went over a scenario where a guy was friends with this girl.
Yeah.
You know, he worked out real hard, got a 6-pack, and he thought this girl was gonna like him, and she didn't.
Yep.
Why? Because she just sees you as a friend, bro. You know what I mean? You're just the friend with a 6-pack.
Yep.
You're just the awkward guy with a 6-pack. Like, it doesn't change anything. She sees you as a friend, and that's it. And you don't sit there and you be their friend. No, you move the fuck on. You go to a different girl. But I'm just like, this is the exact reason why you don't listen to women, because they will sit there and they will tell you, oh yeah, this is how you go from friends to dating, and then only proceed to talk about when a girl has a crush on you and when she's interested in you. That is completely different. Like,
and this is actually, I would say, propaganda to get men to sit in the friend zone, and then that way they can benefit from all the men in their friend zone, because they're like, yes, perfect, I don't have to give them what they want, but they're gonna stay in my friend zone because some lady on TikTok said, you know, you need to sit in her friend zone and try to drop hints, or, you know, ask her, or like be happy being her friend. And it's like, women don't even say what they really want. She said this and turned around and fucking disrespected the fuck out of all of her male friends too. Probably said, hey, you bring me DoorDash, you come fix my fucking plumbing, you fix my car. She got off she got off the internet after making this video and was so disrespectful to each one of her male friends. And this is, you men will probably be in the comments talking about like, oh, this is great advice, I'll try it next time, or, you know, can I hear more, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
and they completely lose the plot. They think like, all right, this girl told me that all I gotta do is just ask her out. Yeah, okay. And then if it doesn't work out, I'll just be her friend. And it's like, no, bro. Like we talked about last week's episode, dude. You're cucking yourself if you're friends with a woman. And you want to know why you're cucking yourself? It's for the simple fact that men and women want two different things. Women want time and attention from men, while men want sexual access from women. And so if you're sitting there in a friendship with a woman, guess what? You're giving her what she wants while simultaneously not getting what you want. And you're over here thinking like, oh yeah, no, eventually if I hear about enough guys that she's fucking, she'll eventually fuck me. Like, bro.
And that's the exact video there where I was like, this is exactly what.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll play this video.
This is exactly what we're
Stop
talking about.
DMing me. I'm trying to be loyal, and I can't. Y'all are making it hard. Every one of you is fine, and I'm easy and going. So please, out of respect for my boyfriend, stop hitting me up, because I'm going to cheat, and he won't stop crying about how I'm cheating on him. So please just stop, so I can stop cheating on my bitch.
And you know what? I hope she cheats on
Bro, she has probably fucked like so many black dudes. It's crazy. That I guarantee, bro, she's probably fucked so many black guys. It's craziness. There's no way in hell, my guy, that she hasn't fucked a bunch of black dudes. Like,
and it's so sad that she's saying, out of respect for my boyfriend, you guys stop. When in the same sentence she said, I'm easy and going.
Damn, that's why I'm saying she's fucked a lot of black guys. Yeah, I already know it. Because who be walking up to girls like this all the time and hitting them up on Instagram? It's niggas. It's niggas, bro. She has taken so much BBC. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Very accurate, very true.
Like, bro, if her boyfriend ain't black, that nigga's cooked.
Yeah.
He hot dog down the hallway.
And the boyfriend is sitting there getting absolutely cucked, like, please stop cheating on me. And she's over here like, he keeps crying and it's like, dude, this is what I'm talking about. That control. She is puppeting that man like, you stay with me. And then she's also puppeting the gentleman in her DMs like, please stop DMing me, but keep it coming, because I love getting the time and attention, but please stop DMing me.
Because that's why she threw the easy and going in there. That's why she threw that. Yeah, she's like she's sitting here in one breath saying, "Oh no, stop DMing me, because I'm easy and going."
Yes.
So I'm so tempted, and what all that says is just like, oh yeah, I'm just feigning, like, don't say nothing. I'm saying this for my boyfriend.
Yep.
But over here, keep hitting me up.
Yeah.
I'm easy. And I'll just get up in there.
Yeah.
Niggas galore.
Yes.
Oh, I'm telling you, bro.
It's
She's
so
taking
sad.
she's taking BBC all day. All day. Bruh.
Yeah. I feel bad for her. I hope she cheats super hard on her boyfriend, so that way he can possibly grow a pair. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he needs to
grow a pair.
yeah, he needs to be hurt so bad to the point where he finally leaves her, because we talk about this on the show all the time, where we see these scenarios of like, oh yeah, my wife cheated on me, and I asked how big his dick was, and if if he came in her, and I wanted how do I fix this relationship? And I'm like, nigga, wait, why are you talking about, for one, why are you trying to know if he nutted in your wife and how big his dick is? Two, why the fuck are you sitting there trying to fix this relationship? Nigga, it's cooked.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done. She doesn't respect you. Oh, bro, but she said she want to fix it. No, she doesn't. No, she does. She don't want to fix shit, bruh. She don't want to fix a goddamn thing. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro.
She just wants to puppet the world.
Yeah.
She's puppeting her weak ass boyfriend, little bitch boy boyfriend, and she's puppeting the motherfuckers in her DMs, talking about, I'm easy and going, please stop DMing me.
Dude, it's what a lot of women want. I got a perfect video for that. It's what a lot of women want. I'm going to play this video after I explain it. A lot of women want the benefit of being in a relationship while also reaping the rewards of being single.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? They want to be in a relationship where a guy takes care of them and he's their guy and this and that. But when they're single, they know that they get the time, they get the attention. Guys give them gifts, they buy them stuff for just fucking existing. The thing is a girl with a boyfriend is not going to get time, attention, gifts for existing, all this kind of stuff. She's not going to get that. Why? Because guys are going to be like, oh, you have a boyfriend. All right, cool, never mind.
Yeah.
I would argue a lot of guys just wouldn't put time into that because they look at it like, why? Why the fuck am I going to put time into that? So again, women want the benefits of being in a relationship while they get simultaneously get the rewards of being single. And this video like perfectly encompasses that. So it's like, if you're ever having this conversation with your girl, it's time to go. It's time to go, bro.
It's really.
Did you
Except my sister. Yeah, I used to. But when you get in a relationship, you kind of gotta stop all that.
Even if it's like a friend that you've had like since you were younger, like since growing up?
Yeah.
So I have a close friend that I've been friends with since 8th grade, and we're still really close. I visit him all the time. Like, would that be an issue?
Definitely.
It would?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Issue, yeah. Unless I go with you. And
But you wouldn't like let me go by myself?
No, not at all.
Does that come from a place of not like trusting your partner?
No, it just comes from a place of not trusting the people around my partner.
Do you think if it's someone that they've been friends with for like 20 years that...
Still don't matter. Regardless of what you tell me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a reason why that person is in their life. It means so much to them.
What if your partner didn't like that? Would you just say your way and just go hang out with them anyways and let him know that?
Well, I would have a conversation about it like that.
Would you respect him being like, I don't feel comfortable? And if he's your friend, your friend should have no problem at all. I just would not want my woman to go stay a weekend with another man. I'm not there to protect you. What if something happens over there? I'm over here and you went by yourself.
But also you're traveling a lot, and what if something happens to your girl when you're traveling too? You can't always be in control,
That's different.
Things
that
like
doesn't mean she has to stop living her life.
But I
It's
also
like
have the
a fine
ability to
line of
protect
like
myself.
being a little
You
controlling
don't-
versus like still being respectful of your partner.
So you would take your guy friend over your partner that you're supposed to live with forever and have a family with just because you don't want to break that relationship with your friend?
Well, to me, it's a bigger issue of like you have to make yourself happy too and live your life. You don't want to just live your life for your partner and to please your partner all the time.
So you basically don't like being told no, or you like to do what you want?
Exactly.
Well, for me, I don't like it.
I know, I can tell.
Not at all. I have a great connection with Monica.
And that's what I'm saying, is that she wants the benefits of being in a relationship while simultaneously reaping the rewards of being single.
Yep.
Why? Because the rewards that I'm talking about is she gets the time, the attention, that when she goes out with that guy friend, she gets boyfriend energy, that he pays for things. Like, she doesn't want to lose that, but she wants to be in the comfort of a relationship. And it's like, I don't know why women, for some reason, this is only women, I think men kind of understand and get this. I don't know why women think that men and women's wants, needs in a relationship are asymmetrical, are symmetrical. I'm sorry. When in reality, they're asymmetrical, meaning we want different things from each other. We don't want the same things. So it's like, And we're not the same. So it's different. If she goes out and does something or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'm going to be worried because I'm not there to protect you. But if I'm out and doing something, well, guess what? I have the ability to protect myself. I have like the monopoly of force. Like men have the monopoly of force, so they're able to protect themselves. If another man is walking up to me, I'm able to defend myself against that man. If a man walks up to you and I'm not around, well, guess what? He could do some real damage to you. You know, and so again, it's like, dude, we're not the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same. So that's why the rules that apply to me don't apply to you. And for some reason, women don't get this, and they just don't understand. And I'm like, bro, why? Why do you guys think that? Like, for some reason, the concept of men and women are different is so lost on women. It has to be symmetrical. And it's like, no, it's asymmetrical for a reason. We're different biologically. We have different capabilities and different wants, needs, and likes and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, dude, I don't.
But I mean, it really just, you hit the nail on the head there, because she is under the impression of, hey, I've had this friend for 20 years, and I totally get that, right? You've had your friend for 20 years. He is still hoping that one day you will stop fucking with that man and come over.
Let him crack.
Yes, either let him crack or fall in love with him or whatever the fucking case may be. And to his point, he's like, dude, eventually he could just get fed up and be like, you know what, dude, I'm fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you guys, right, for whatever reason, do end up drunk. You're like, all right, yeah, we are having such a good vibe because women are whimsical. And then you guys just vibe and fuck. You know what I mean? And for him, he's allowing that by just having you go and be fucking whimsical, stay a weekend, stay a week, or whatever the fuck with another dude.
That's
right?
crazy. Allowing your girl to stay a whole weekend with another guy.
Exactly. And the point that you tried to make of like, well, what if you're away, you travel, and I get hurt? It's like, that's different because you're not putting yourself in a position with a man. You just there's some type of happenstance while I'm gone, versus me not only allowing you to go, but you willingly go with another dude that I'm not around with. So it's like, it really makes no sense for her to try to bring up that argument of like, oh, well, what if you go away and I get hurt? It's like, of course that could fucking happen. We could never have met and you could get hurt and I wouldn't give a shit. You know what I mean? It's the same exact it's the same exact thing. So it's like, when his point was like, dude, the point is, if we go together, that's fine. You guys can do whatever the fuck as long as I'm around, because I'm there to protect my woman. I can take the time off. It's a vacation. Like, why wouldn't you want all three of us to hang out or whatever, right? There is something that she is saying where it's like, if I'm going by myself, you can't come, right? And there's a reason for that. There's a reason she's trying to say, you're not supposed to come. It's supposed to be me and him. And that's probably, like you said, because she's going to get that boyfriend treatment without being fully in that commitment. And she's going to be confusing the fuck out of him. And he's just going to be there getting cucked. And she wants him to be cucked too. So, yeah, it really just is so stupid that women will, for some reason, want things to be symmetrical when they're not.
Yeah, it's completely asymmetrical. And, you know, it's just... And women will champion this. Oh, he's controlling. Oh, he's this and he's that, and he's the one that's projecting, blah blah. And it's just like, bro, how is it projecting when all I want to do is create security within my relationship? Like, why is it so horrible when a guy wants to put down boundaries and have security within his woman in his relationship? Why is that so bad? Why the fuck can't women just understand that, hey, we understand you want security in a relationship and we're willing to give you that. But for some reason, when I want security in the relationship, you are so against giving me that. I'm controlling. I'm toxic. I'm a narcissist. I'm this, I'm that. And it's just like, bro, all I want is the same security that I provide you. That's it. That's all I want. Why is that so fucking hard to like think? I don't know, man. It just... it's crazy to me to think about it, man. It is.
And it's crazy how a lot of the women in the comment sections are just saying, the fact that these motherfucking women in the comment section are saying he's dangerous is insane. Insane that he said, I have a boundary. They were like, he's dangerous. He's getting aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Did you not watch the video?
Like, as well as these other women saying, like, oh, he thinks women are incapable of having genuine friendships with men. They're not.
Because, okay, look. The thing is again, it is not symmetrical with men and women friendships. It is asymmetrical. Why? Women can be friends with men, but men cannot be friends with women. That is the way that goes. Women can be friends with men, but men cannot be friends with women. So the thing is the Rig 4's wife, he's not going to allow her to be friends with a guy. Why? Because he's trying to fuck. She's not. She simply sees this as a friendship. Like, oh yeah, we're just friends. We're just doing our thing. He doesn't. He's just like, oh bro, once I get my way in, once her husband does something, this and that, then I'm going to swoop in on her emotional vulnerability and I'm going to sleep with her. Like, that's what they're doing. That's what they're waiting for. So it's like, to the whole question of, oh, he thinks men and women can't be friends. Yeah. Men can't be friends with women.
And you'll know because men will say shit. And ladies, you guys all have the fucking male friend that says this. When your dude fucks up, he says some shit like, you don't deserve that, you deserve better.
Or I would never do that.
Or I would never do that.
Or that wouldn't be me.
They plant the seeds of like, they even if they're not direct enough of like, I wouldn't do that, they'll say something like, you don't deserve that, that's terrible, whatever the fuck. They're trying to plant the seed of like, hey, you should leave this man and then hopefully look somewhere else for a different dude.
Yeah.
And you women will never understand that, right?
No.
And it's like you said, right? It's an asymmetrical relationship where women can be friends with men, and I would say men have no need to be friends with women.
Oh, 100% outside of sexuality.
There's nothing that they would benefit from a woman friend that they couldn't get from a male friend.
Nope. Not a single fucking thing.
Not a single fucking thing.
And the number one thing that women try to say is, oh, I can give you advice on how to get a woman.
Incorrect.
Well, we just saw a video of a woman absolutely fail at doing that.
Yes.
So are you sure about that? Like, come on, man. Yeah, it's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking embarrassing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and that's been the videos, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the videos and everything we talked about today and all that good stuff. Let us know what you thought about the videos down in the comments. Let us know what you thought about everything. We are gonna go ahead and get into these scenarios. Obviously, before we get into today's scenario sent in by you lovely people, we're gonna get into announcements. So patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast, get an exclusive episode every single month, as well as a free episode every single month. Get down on in there, man. Links down in the description. Sign up for that. Sign up for your free 7-day trial, and then go ahead and it's $3 a month after that. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much. You guys have actually been killing it. We've had like multiple 200-300 download days within this week, so it's been nice to see you guys coming out and enjoying the content. And honestly, a lot of it has been on the Sunday episodes. Nice. You guys are really enjoying the Sunday episodes. You guys are really getting a crack out of our takes in the videos and everything like that. So I'm glad to see that. And then if you want to support us even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that helps out tremendously, and it's a big help. We love you guys all. Appreciate you. Everything is linked down in the description. Get tapped in with our boy over here, Michael the Asshole. Instagram, TikTok. That's about it.
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok. So get on in there. All the links are down in the description. Everything is all nice and titled and labeled for you guys. So support us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for, again, joining in the live stream. We're having people coming in and out on Instagram. It's been a pleasure, doing an actual live, seeing you guys in the comments, stuff like that. So do appreciate you guys stopping in. And again, thank you for support on my pages, as well as, we've been blowing up crazy on all platforms. So the success is getting crazy.
Yeah, the fact that we went viral on Instagram, and then we went viral I think a month later maybe on TikTok. Crazy absolutely wild. So we do appreciate all of the extra support. And then we're gonna start normalizing live streaming on Sundays. So if you want to see the episode an entire week before the episode actually comes out, then follow us on Instagram. On Sundays, we're going to try to go around noon, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to try to go around there, but we're going to do the episodes live every single Sunday, and you guys will be able to watch the episode an entire week before it comes out. All right? And, you know what I mean? So
come interact like these people did, support the live, show likes, stop in again. Say more than hi, you know what I mean? You can comment on some of the videos, some of the takes, whatever the case may be. We will respond back. That's why I'm like looking over to the side here.
Yeah,
I have the comments on this side as well. We have it on this side. So if you guys have anything to say, feel free to interact. We're going to be a little interactive. We're still going to run the show how we want to run the show, but we're going to be a little bit interactive as well. So as well as you get to see it a week early and you get to interact with us, your favorite assholes. So
yeah, man. So come out, check us out, all that good stuff. I'll make sure I'll be promoting it in the other episodes and, you know, throughout it, all that kind of stuff. I was having problems promoting it last week. For some reason, the story, like, Instagram didn't allow the story to go up or something like that.
Weird.
I had to like edit it down in order to get it to post. It was kind of weird. And then I lost the video and I was trying to post it again. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But next week we'll be able to promo it a lot better and, you know, get a lot more eyes on this thing. But again, that's what we're going to start doing. I think it's something that's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be more interactive for people because I know you guys are very opinionated in the comments.
Yeah.
And so we want you guys to be, you know, real time opinionated. So definitely get down in there. Every Sunday we're going to be filming the episode and we're going to be doing it live, so I get that. But we're going to get right on into our scenarios for today. We got some pretty interesting ones. Our first one is am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend after he came out as asexual because I don't want to waste my 20s? I, 21 female, have been with my boyfriend, 23 male, for almost 5 years. A few months ago, he came out as asexual. He told me he'd spent years trying to convince himself he liked sex because he thought it was expected. But he finally accepted that he just isn't interested. I told him I support him, but privately I was freaking out. I'm only 21. I don't want to spend the next decade wondering what it's like to be with someone who actually wants me. I don't want to have to ask for intimacy knowing he's only doing it out of obligation. And honestly, I don't want to be in a relationship where sex is basically off the table forever. The thing is, I never actually told him any of that, which you should have. Instead, I started pulling away. I started initiating dates. Spent more time out with friends and found myself checking out other guys. I even caught myself thinking I'm too young to settle for this. Last week, he asked me if something was wrong. Finally, I admitted I don't think I could stay in this relationship with someone who is asexual because I didn't want to spend my 20s feeling frustrated. Now our mutual friends are saying I made his coming out all about me and that I basically told him he's unlovable unless he can provide sex. I don't think that's what I meant, but I can see why it sounded that way. I still think I made the right decision, but I also know the way I handled it was pretty cold. So am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he has come out as asexual?
No, you're just a woman. That's
you're a fucking human being, bro. You're a fucking human being. Like, if I'm being honest with you, you're a fucking human being, dude. Like, personally, I feel like he's gay. I don't know. Were you getting that vibe? I think this dude's gay. Because a lot of gay guys, I have a couple of gay friends myself. They've tried having sex with women and they're just like, nah, I love the connection and talking to women. I love, being in that like fun, intimate moments with them, but I don't like having sex with them. I think he's gay. And a lot of gay dudes will try first having sex with a woman and, they'll put their dick in it and they'll be like, this ain't doing it for me, chief. No, I'm good. I'm all right. And then, they'll try some booty hole and they're like, you know what? This my shit. This my speed. So I think he's gay. I think he needs to get on Grindr real quick, try him some booty hole. And I think that's where he lines up.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There are people that are asexual that just don't like sex at all. But I think without trying, he doesn't really know.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So like he said, it's not like a bad thing or a knock on him, right?
No.
If he's gay, then he might just be gay.
Yeah.
But
there's
if
a lot of guys
he
that do
really
that.
just truly doesn't like sex at all and could go without it, it's like you said, he just needs to find another asexual person that he can be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Now, the way you handled it, I don't think you did anything that says like, hey, you're unlovable because you don't want to have sex.
No.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I feel like your friends are kind of just stupid.
They are. They're extremely dumb. They're the type of friends that will sit there. You'll be in a good relationship with a good guy and they'll tell you, oh, no, he's this and that. He's weird. He's not.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck away from them peoples.
Yeah.
They're terrible. Don't stay with them, bro. But the thing is you do need to communicate better.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You do need to communicate better, because the thing is the fact that you're saying all this stuff after the fact is what made him feel like I am unlovable.
Yeah.
You need to, the moment he came out as being asexual, you should have told him, hey, that's just not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Like, I need sex. I like to have sex with my partner. I like that connection. I like feeling, that I am desired and wanted within my relationship, and I need sex for that.
Yeah.
And if you can't give me that, then that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you, like the Riga said, you need to find somebody who will give you that, that asexual. And I want to find somebody, because that's exactly what you did. You went out and you were like looking at other men, you were entertaining other guys while you're in a relationship, and that's not good.
That's
not good. That looks bad on you. That makes you look bad. That makes you look like a hoe. That makes you look like, an SLUT. Let's say that. I don't know how Instagram's going to take that word, so I don't know. I ain't trying to get banned live on this bitch. But I mean, the amount of times I've held back from saying the R word is crazy. Bro, the mental fortitude I've had in this episode. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's just one of those things where it's like, you're not an asshole for this. You're just a normal person. And a lot of people don't realize that, like, the way relationships are broken up is the 80-20 method. And a lot of, not dating coaches, what are they called? The matchmakers. There you go. I always want to call them dating coaches. That's not what they are. But a lot of matchmakers ask first, what is your 80-20? Because for a lot of people, they look at it like, my 80 is, you showing up and doing these things, affirmations, blah, blah, blah. And that's the majority of people. And then the 20 is like sex, physicality, how they look and how they dress, all that kind of stuff. That's the 20% of the relationship. But for some people, they look at it like, I want the 80 to be how he dressed, the sexuality, all this, all that, and the 20 is more of just the affirmations and the extra bullshit that they do. And so again, it's like, if for you look at it like, even if the sex is the 20%, guess what? It's still a big 20%. That's a still big part of the relationship, And so it's like, you have to be okay with owning up to your 20%, you know what I mean? And being like, hey, it's okay to kind of say, hey, I'm gonna just walk away from this. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Nothing to do with him.
Because he did what he was supposed to do, right?
Oh, of course.
He came up front and was like, dude, I've been thinking about this. We tried it a couple times, and now it's starting to be like an obligation. Like, are you cool with that? And you're like, yeah, I'm supportive. Yeah.
And that's wrong to do.
That's where he was like, okay, so you said you were supportive, but now like I'm unlovable or something.
Yeah, like it went from you're supportive to all of a sudden you're not supportive.
Yeah.
Because to him, it's all of a sudden. It comes out of nowhere.
One summer evening.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those things where, his wife will say, oh, I'm supportive of this thing that you do. And then a month later, she's just like, I can't fucking stand that you do that. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, this is coming out of nowhere. But for her, it doesn't feel like that, because she's the one going through it, and she's the one going through the back and the forth and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, that's why he feels that way. He feels like, bro, like, I'm not going through the trials and tribulations that you're going through, where you're like looking at other men and you're thinking about other guys, and you're over here just like, oh, I need this, but I have to be respectful of my partner. Like, you're going through this turmoil in your head. He doesn't go through that. He's just like, my girl supports me and everything is hunky-dory and it's fine. Then one summer evening, you bring that nigga lemonade and it's over.
Oh my God.
Shit. But you let us know what you thought about it in the comments. I mean, if she's the asshole, if she's not, whatever the case may be. On to our next one. I found hot pics of my girlfriend on her phone, I guess, because he put I found hot pics on my girlfriend phone. So I'm thinking he means hot pics on his girlfriend's phone. Y'all need to spell check this shit. Jesus Christ. All right. I had a relationship with a girl for 1 year. We broke up 3 weeks ago. She was always telling me she doesn't want any sex or sexual things, not at all, or even not before I marry her.
Why the fuck you lying?
Damn. And you believe that?
Stop the cap.
You believe that? We were just kissing each other, nothing more at all, just fast kisses. And one day I opened her phone to check the pics we took together, but I found out she had some pics with other dudes hugging each other and kissing. And to be honest, I couldn't hold myself back, and I opened her hidden pics album, and it was just full of pictures of her with that dude naked together. Oh shit. And sleeping with each other and taking selfies. Oh bro, oh, he saw one of those pictures. You know how girls will, like, just when they get done having sex with a guy, they'll take a picture of themselves under the blanket, what they do in the background. He probably saw one of those pictures. Oh there's no way, bro. And even found a video of him spanking her. I just couldn't speak with her that day. After 2 days, I told her, and she got so mad that I looked at her phone without permission, and she just left. And to this moment, I just begging her to meet me and talk about that topic. And even I told her, just don't meet him again and let's get back to nigga.
A cuck, dude.
Oh my god.
We need a cuck button, dude.
We need a cuck counter,
button.
bro.
Yes, yeah.
We need a fucking cuck counter, nigga. This is crazy.
Dude, that's insane.
What did I just say? I said dudes will sit there, their girlfriend will fuck another dude. They will fuck another dude. Do all this stuff, and then they'll sit there and be like, oh, hey, bro, Aaron, yo, Michael, how do I fix my relationship, bro? How do we get back together? Bro, why are you trying to get back together with her?
That's so sad.
Bro, why are you trying to get back together with her? It's over. She made her choice.
And I try to drive this point home because we bring it up a lot. There are signs that not only are you a cuck, that she doesn't respect you.
Yeah.
She's not attracted to you.
Yeah.
And these are the signs. I don't want to have this is also a sign of a reformed hoe. I don't want to have sex until marriage.
I'm celibate.
We're not going to do anything sexual until I say so.
Yeah,
I say so, or marriage, or whatever the fucking case may be, right? It's like, these are all signs of a reformed hoe. You witnessed that because she probably did everything under the sun for that man, and he did her dirty, and she was like, fuck, dude, I'm not letting that happen again. Let me go find a puppet that I can fucking control and not do anything with. So again, she probably was getting her back blown out by some other dude while she was puppeting you, like, we'll just kiss and hold hands and whatever, right?
No, she used you to make the dude that she's fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Like you said, I agree 100%. That guy dogged her out and did something and probably stopped talking to her, whatever the case may be. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna get another guy and I'm gonna post him on Instagram and be kissing him and this and that. And then guess what happened? He was just like, oh, what the fuck? Why are you kissing on this dude? Why are you doing all that? Da, da, da. And she's like, got him. But she doesn't know how to tell this other guy. She's like, well, shit, I'm just gonna keep him, string him along. Yeah. And hey, no, we're just gonna kiss and stuff like that. I'm a good Christian girl. And it's like, bro, come on, man. And that's why I hate these fucking married for 10-year ass niggas where they sit there and they say, oh bro, just go get a girl that goes to church, man. Just go get a girl that reads books, man. Just go get a girl that does it. It's easy to get a wife. Shut the fuck up. Because church girls are the biggest hoes. Bitches, the quietest girls are usually the most promiscuous ones. Why? Because nobody knows. Nobody knows she's fucking around. That's what's going on. And you all married for 10-year ass niggas be sitting there talking about, oh yeah, dude, it's easy to get a wife. How are you guys struggling? All you need to do is get a girl with great Christian values. Bro, that's over. That shit is over, bro. Most girls, the thing is this is horrible to say, but it's very the truth. You have to treat every girl like she's a promiscuous hoe until she proves to you that she isn't. Sorry to say it, man. You got to look at every girl like she's a hoe until she proves to you that she isn't. It sucks because that's the world we live in. With role models like fucking Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and whoever fucking else, Megan Thee Stallion and Lizzo and all these bitches. Like, with role models like that and women being pushed with the feminism and all the other bullshit and the videos that we be seeing on TikTok and all that stuff, with these kind of influences with women, I'm telling you, there's the likelihood of your girl being a virgin before she's 18 is like 0.1. You know, it's insanity, man. It's insanity. And then on top of that, let's say she is a virgin after 18, right? Guess what? You can go on her Instagram and she's either got an OnlyFans or she's posting herself in her underwear. And it's like, bro, everybody, look, I was having a conversation with my friend, and you might, I'm sure you might attest to this. Back in the day, when we were in like 6th grade, 7th grade, and hormones are running and whatnot, we would look under the desk just so that way we could see up a girl's skirt. We wanted to see a girl's underwear. So like when a girl would bend over and like you could see like the back of her underwear or whatever. Like mind you, you're only seeing like the waistband of them shits, but we're like, oh, you see that? Bro, nowadays it ain't like that. You go see that bitch's Instagram and you can just go see her in underwear, man. It's like the novelty is just gone. I don't know if you agree with that, but I know when I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, I was a horny boy. You know what I mean? I was just like, and we didn't have social media like that. And we, girls weren't posting themselves in bikinis and doing all this bullshit. And,
yeah, when we were growing up, Facebook was becoming popular.
Yeah, but you only could like update your status and write things. Same thing with MySpace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a MySpace, but I had a MySpace. And, you could only write stuff on there. You couldn't show pictures or anything like that. You had a profile picture, but I think that was about it.
Yeah.
And nobody was posting themselves half naked in a profile picture.
Yeah.
So it's just like, bro... it's terrible, man.
Insane stuff. Nowadays, just... You never can just get something straightforward anymore. It's just all a bunch of horse shit where it's a bunch of games where, I mean, like we said, she probably more than likely had just got done being pissed at this dude, found you a little cuck boy and was like, yeah, you know what, I'll use you to make him jealous. And he's probably sitting back like, you just gonna come back anyway, so shut the fuck up and get over here. You know what I mean?
And you prove that, bro.
Yeah, you prove that, yeah. God.
Oh, look, man. You need to get burned. That's all it comes down to. Go ahead. Get back with her, bro. Yeah. Go ahead. Get back with her. Get burned. She's going to keep fucking this guy. I guess this is what's going to happen, all right? Yeah. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get back with this girl because she's going to allow you to, or whatever the fuck it is. You're going to get back together with this girl, okay? And then she's going to be like, yeah, I stopped talking to him, whatever, da-da-da. And you know what she's going to do is she's going to be in her notes app with this nigga, and that's how they're going to be texting and talking and sharing pictures and doing all that kind of stuff. And you're not going to know because why? She's going to be like, yeah, you can check my phone. You're going to check text. You're going to check Snapchat, Instagram, whatever. You're going to see nothing, and you're going to be like, oh, sweet, dude. Everything is hunky-dory, man. You go to that fucking notes app, and I guarantee you, bro, she busting it wide open for that nigga. Busting it wide open.
I feel like I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't help you out here. So, there's this store, actually, it's pretty local to us. But if you check out like a Ashley's Furniture or like a Jerome's, get yourself a nice, comfortable love seat, right? I'm picking
up what you're putting down.
You can get real comfortable as you watch her get fucked. You can get real comfortable. Yeah. You can get real comfortable while you watch her get fucked.
This nigga said a Jerome's.
Oh my god.
This nigga said a Jerome's, bro.
Ashley's Furniture. There's even like some off-brand ones, like Bob's Furniture by the freeway, whatever the fucking case may be.
God, this nigga
go down to your local furniture store. That way you're comfortable while you do it, because you're gonna try to get back with her.
He is gonna get back with her.
You're gonna get back with her, right? And she's gonna be like, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. You listen to me. And then what you need to do, right, while she's getting absolutely obliterated by her actual dude, get yourself the most comfortable seat you can get, so that way you're comfortable while you're learning the lesson.
Yeah, bro.
Because that's the only way you're going to learn this fucking lesson, apparently.
Yeah.
You wanted to beg her to come back to you instead of taking this as like a, thank God I don't got to be with this bitch anymore.
Yeah.
So, look, make yourself comfortable while she gets plowed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
because that's what you were signing yourself up for anyway. She said no sex till marriage.
Yeah.
Even though he was dogging her out. And probably still is dogging her out.
Oh, 100%. Like when you found out and you blew up and all that, where'd she go? To his house.
And that's why she probably wasn't fucking you, because she was like, I don't want to spoil myself for him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and I guarantee you, the dude that was fucking her was just like, yeah, you don't kiss this motherfucker. You don't let him touch you, none of that shit.
Yeah.
And she likes that possessiveness. We talk about it all the time, bro. Yes. That the book... the erotic novel industry is $1 million industry. Why? Because women like possessive men.
Yes.
They like possessive men. They want a man that's going to fucking steal them away from the guy that they're with. They want a guy that's going to absolutely possess them and claim them and all that shit. They want that crap. Then you're not going to tell me ifs, ands, or buts. I'm sorry. There's $1 million industry that tells you you're wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it, bro. This industry is not $1 million industry for no reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't just sprout out of nowhere, bro, and it sure ain't $1 million industry off the backs of men.
Yeah. So you either say fuck that bitch, go do something else, upgrade your life, or like I said, IKEA, Jerome's, Ashley's, they all got comfortable shit for you, brother.
Yeah, get you a nice chair. That nigga said go to Jerome's. That shit's crazy, man. All right, man. We're going to get on to our next week. You got to let us know what you think about that one in the comments. And yeah, man, what you want to do with that. Am I the asshole for ghosting the guy I've been seeing? I, 25 female, have been seeing a guy, 31 male, for about 4 months. I've discussed communication issues with him, and in the past, sometimes he'll go an entire day without texting/checking in, so he understands that this is something that bothers me. He does have a busy career, 70-hour weeks, and struggles a bit with depression, both of which I'm sympathetic to. I don't know about that.
No, you're not.
Yeah. We took a short break.
Yes, you are sympathetic to that, because you feel sad that he is weak in your eyes. Yes.
Okay. We took a short break about a month ago because he canceled plans very last minute / went the entire day without texting me to let me know. The break lasted about a week. A few days ago, I got into a work accident and I broke my wrist. I texted him to let him know and didn't hear from him from 2 entire days. The first text he sent me after this 2-day period didn't even acknowledge the injury. He said, "Hey," and then 4 hours later came back to say, I just saw you broke your wrist. Are you okay? I've absolutely never dealt with this man or with a man this inconsiderate. I don't feel like texting him a long paragraph explaining my feelings, and I don't care to block him or anything else. I just have nothing to say. I've been ignoring him for a day or so now, and he keeps messaging me asking what's wrong or what's going on with a frustrated / petty tone. I don't know if I am messed up for ignoring him, but I feel so hurt by his lack of consideration in the first place. Oh, okay, that's it. Am I the asshole for ghosting a guy? A guy I've been seeing.
You are blocking your own blessings.
100%.
You are blocking them. You are stopping your own blessings.
Yeah.
This man is 31 years old, getting his life together. Did she say 70-hour work week?
Yes.
70-hour work week, you fucking ungrateful thing.
This is the paradox that a lot of women put themselves in.
Yes.
A lot of women say, I want a hardworking, ambitious man who makes X amount of money. Okay? They say that. Then they get said ambitious man who makes X amount of money. You want to know what comes with that ambitious man who makes X amount of money? He's gone all the time. He's working all the time. Like, bro, for some reason women think like a guy who is making $100,000-$200,000 a year, he's just making that money spawn out of thin air. No, he's working 70-80 hours a week. Like me personally, I work probably close to 60 to almost 80 hours a week between doing the podcast, my full-time job, and all that. Like, bro, I don't have time to date. You know what I mean? I tell women all the time when I go on dates with them, I say, look, I am not going to have time for you. Okay, I will be able to I'll be able to carve out one day for you, and we can have a date night, we can cuddle, we can hang out, all that good stuff. I will dedicate one whole day to you. And that's all you're getting though, because everything else is I'm on the grind. I'm fucking making money. I'm building this podcast. I'm, you know what I mean, getting to where like this platform didn't just happen. This platform wasn't just something I spawned out of fucking thin air. No, this was blood, sweat, fucking tears every single day. Waking up, filming when I don't want to, getting here when I want to. He drives out fucking 30 minutes away from his family, away from his girls, to film this, to keep growing this thing, to make it into something. Like, What the fuck are we talking about?
Everything I do is scheduled, right? If it's not on the schedule, it's probably not going to get fucking done because it's not on my radar, right? Again, we both work 70, probably 80 hours trying to make some shit happen, right? I work 12 hours on the weekdays, about 8 hours on Saturday, and then from there I have the rest of the time for social media, honing my craft, all that kind of stuff. So my weeks are completely booked the fuck up, right? Everything I do is in some type of schedule. And that's including when I take my own time off to go do some event for my girls, take care of some business, like get my finances back in order or like changed around, whatever the case may be, right? Even here, it's in my schedule, a shared calendar with my wife, right? She's understanding, my family's understanding, we have an understanding, like, this is shit where, like, we don't have time to just be texting back and forth. Like, and look, I get it. For you, you're like, I broke my wrist. This is an accident. He should care. He more likely does care. He's just so busy trying to make sure shit does not fall apart. He doesn't have time to sit down and like, oh my God, her wrist is broken. Well, let me just fuck off all this stuff I've been building at work to go make sure she's okay. That would be more of a detriment for you two together than it would be to ignore you for a little bit and find a better time to acknowledge your risk and talk to you about it.
Exactly.
And yet, and still, in your mind, you're like, he's so inconsiderate. What the fuck do you think he's doing? You think he's sitting on his phone like, damn, she broke her wrist? Fucking idiot. All right, let me just go back to scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah, or let me go play some video games. Nah, bro, this blunt is too much, bro.
He works 70 hours a week.
I'm telling you, a guy who works 70 hours a week as a guy who does work fucking 60 to 80 hours a week, guess what? I don't have time to play video games as much as I want to. I don't have time to smoke weed and drink beer and I don't have time to scroll on TikTok unless I'm looking at the social medias for you guys. Like, I don't have time for that. Yeah. I'm sorry to say it. Like, literally, I work while I'm working. Yep. Like, while I'm at my full-time job, I am literally talking to the community and, getting videos and setting up shows and stuff like that while I'm at work. I am working while I am working. Dude, so even if I am at work and you're like, oh, but you could text me because all you're doing is just working at work. You could take a break or whatever. No, because on my break and on my lunch, guess what? I'm working. I'm just working at my other things or the other things I got to do, or I'm trying to set things up for the next day, or you know what I mean? Like, dude, guys who are ambitious and busy and got things actually going on, trust me, it's not that they don't care. It's the fact that they have so much going on that they will go ahead and say, okay, you know what I'm going to do? Like the Riga said, everything is scheduled. I have all of this scheduled, but right here, I can carve out some time. Yep. Tend to her, see what she needs, and all that kind of stuff. Now, you look at it like, oh, but why can't he communicate that? Well, a lot of times, you're just not in the mindset of that right now. Yeah. You're kind of like, it's like when you get a ball rolling, you know what I mean? The snowball is rolling, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You have just a lot of things you're juggling and handling, and then you have this extra thing that comes in from your girl. And well, a lot of times, you're just like, all right, let me just hold that off before I add it to this big-ass snowball I already got going on. Let me go ahead and trickle some things down. Now I can add that in there and I can give it my full attention. I can give it my full, because I don't want to just give it a half-assed attention and then you feel like, wow, okay, you don't really care. And it's just like, you're trying to handle a business call while you're talking to her and you're giving it half-assed. No, I want to be able to sit down, give you all the attention, give you all of my time, and be able to say, hey, okay, tell me what's up. Like, dude,
he probably more than likely was. You texted him about your wrist, and he was like, oh, shit, she said something. I don't really have time right now, but I do want to acknowledge that, like, hey, I am thinking of you. I want to send some type of gesture that says, like, hey, this is me putting an effort to what you have requested. So he texted, hey. Then later on, 4 hours later, he was like, oh, shit, she broke her wrist. Then he acknowledged that your wrist was broken, right?
Yeah, because sometimes we'll just see the message and not even really read it. Yeah. We'll just know that you text. Yeah. We're like, oh, shit, she texts. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm going to just reply something real quick. Yeah, and then you go back and you read it and you're like, oh, shit. Oh, damn, there was more to this. Yeah. Let me You know, it's just the mindset of a busy guy. Like, look, if you look at this guy and you think, oh, he's horrible and this and that, blah, 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 yada, yada, then you really just don't want an ambitious guy.
Yes.
You don't. You don't want an ambitious guy. You don't want a guy that has his money and his mindset together. You don't. You don't want that. You want the guy that's going to be sitting on the couch where he's constantly, where you at? Where you at? What you doing?
Yeah.
Why you texting me back? What the fuck is going on? That nigga sitting on the couch, you know, with his hand on his dick, you know what I mean, fucking playing video games, smoking weed, and not doing anything with his life. That's the guy that you want.
Yeah.
And you want him to be successful?
Yeah. The point of the matter is you are an asshole. Especially because now he's like trying to like really figure out like what the fuck is going on. Like I thought we understood each other.
Yeah.
And like the idea that you said 70-hour work weeks, which means he works 12 hours a day on 12 hours a day during the week and probably 5 and 5 on the weekends, or 10 on Saturday, off on Sunday, whatever, right? I don't know exactly, but that translates to 70 hours, right?
Yeah.
And for you to be like, yeah, why is you not just texting me more often? Motherfucker, because he's got to sleep 8 hours. He's got to find the time to eat, stay active. Like,
shit.
He can't, like, you know, like, yeah, exactly. Shit, shower, shave.
Yeah.
Take care of himself, take care of, like, probably the chores around the house, that type of shit. He has so much packed into his life that you're probably not even trying to help take a load off of what he's got going on, but you're just adding to the headache by saying like, you don't communicate, yada yada yada, let me take a week off, bullshit. And then you're wondering if you're the asshole for not giving him any explanation, just ignoring him.
And that's why when she said, oh, I'm sympathetic to it. No, you're not, bro.
Stop the cap.
No, you're not. You're not sympathetic to it at all. In no capacity or way. You're literally sitting there and just being like, wow, he doesn't care about me, so yeah, no thanks. And you bitches want to sit here and call them a narcissist, bruh.
No, I would argue she's sympathetic for the idea that she sees. Because I feel like the difference of empathetic and sympathetic is empathy is you put yourself in their shoes. You're like, dude, I feel it. I feel I understand what depression feels like. Sympathy is just like, your situation's hard and I feel bad. But it's not enough because she's just like, dude, that just makes you weak, and I feel bad that you're a weak dude.
Yeah.
And that's where her sympathy is coming from, where it's like, oh, you know, the puppy's hurt or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But the thing is I would say she isn't, only because it's like she'll sit there, oh, you have depression? Well, I have it worse because I had to deal with this, and that. It's like, that's not a sympathetic person. That's a person who is just trying to like fucking have a competition of whose life is worse. Like, bro, what the fuck? That's not sympathy.
Yeah.
Like, sympathy would be like, oh, I understand you're going through this. You know what? You take the time whenever you need to get to me, then we got it. That's being sympathetic. But no, you're making it a problem of like, oh, I'm sympathetic to everything he's got going on, but why the fuck did it? My day is obviously worse because of my wrist. Obviously, like whatever you got going on, it's not as bad as my wrist.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reason why I say she's just not sympathetic. Like,
I blame the fact that you're young and don't really know what a high value man. I don't want to say high value man, but like a very ambitious entrepreneur.
Yeah, because that's such
man.
cringe, bro.
Yeah, it is cringe.
Yeah, when dudes sit there and they say they're an alpha or they're high value or this and that, you're a cringe, bro. You're a fucking cringe retard. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, people like to use these ambiguous terms that they themselves aren't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say it. The thing is if you're self-proclaiming, you talked about this in a previous episode.
Yeah.
If you're self-proclaiming a high-level title, guess what? You're probably not that.
Right.
You're not that at all. Now, if I look at Michael and I say, yeah, Michael's a high-value man, that makes him a high-value man. Why? Because other people see that value in him. He's not just tying himself to that.
Yeah.
It's about who sees that through the actions that you have presented to them. That's how you can tell you're a high value man, how you're an alpha or whatever. But honestly, if you're using that to talk about yourself, you're fucking cringe, bro.
Yeah, you're cringe, you're weak.
Yeah, you're clearly not that.
Probably a cuck too.
Oh, 100%.
Got a lot of cucks on
Take
the show.
your ass to Jerome's, nigga. All right, let's get into our next one. No kiss on the first date. Let us know what you thought about that last one. Decided to try dating apps after not dating for a few years. Been on Hinge and matched with a girl. Ended up going out for dinner. Things went great. Good conversation. And we both laughed a lot. For reference, my expectations were rock bottom. I never met up with someone I've met on an app or on the internet before. As long as she showed up and didn't try to stab me or something at the end of the night, then I would have been satisfied. Facts. I feel you on that. As the night ended, we walked back to our cars. She said that she had a good time. I said same and asked for her number. She gave it to me, gave her a hug, and I said I'd see her later and turned to walk to get in my car. She said, okay, enjoy the rest of your night in a way. Which really threw me off. Wasn't until I drove off that I realized she was probably expecting a kiss since things went well, and I just walked off. Texted her the next day saying I had a great time and I'd love to take her out again sometime soon. No response. It's roughly 24 hours now. I've almost always treated a first date as strictly a get to know you type of thing, and I don't try anything physical. Never had an issue in the past with doing it this way. One girl I dated even explicitly told me that she liked that I was respectful and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know her for the first time we got together and wasn't trying to do anything else. So I guess my perception here is skewed from that and never having it be an issue with other girls. I'm just a bit flabbergasted that this ended up being a deal breaker. I'm not even really opposed to kissing on the first date or anything. I've just always done it this way, so I never really considered doing things any other way. Like, we really hit it off, and I'm confused that she wouldn't at least go for a second date. Bro, she's already decided that you don't like her.
Yeah, this is cut and dry. Like,
yeah.
Who cares?
Like, bro, she's already decided, oh, okay, cool, he doesn't like me. Because you got to understand, man, like a girl that actually likes you, that actually wants to be with you and all that kind of stuff, if you show her any inkling of you just not being interested or you not want to be with her or anything like that, bro, like... she's moving on to the next. Girls have so many options. She looks at it like, bro, I can just go back on Hinge and on to the next guy. You know, you need to make it known that you like her. You need to make it known that, and I guarantee you the previous girl that you met, you didn't meet her on a dating app. The women that you meet on dating apps, you need to understand that they come from the mindset of, if it doesn't work out with this guy, I don't care if it's the smallest little fucking thing. If it doesn't work out, on to the next guy. Because I have like 90 of you motherfuckers just lined up, ready to go. Yeah. You got to understand that. So the thing is when you're on a date, bro, you got to go for the utmost. You know, look, I made this mistake. All right, I'm not going to sit here and be on my high horse or nothing. I made this mistake. There's times where I've met girls on dating apps, specifically Hinge, and I went out on a date with them, had a great time, didn't kiss them at the end, and then, you know, they didn't call me back, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? But then I started to realize to myself, I was like, wait a minute, holy shit, hold up. She's got like dudes on top of dudes hitting her up. And the fact that she even went out on a date with me goes to show me, bro, I could have kissed her the moment we met up. You know what I mean? Just off the simple fact that she's like, nigga, I got 90 dudes waiting and ready, and I chose to go out with you. You know what I mean? Think about that. What guys need to realize is your chase stops on the date. Okay? It's her turn. It's her turn to chase. You already got her on the date. Why are you trying to impress her? You've already impressed her enough to get her out of the house and on a date. Why are you continuing to impress her? It's her turn. It's her turn to impress you. And if she doesn't want to do that, well, she just doesn't like you like that. She's here for a free dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm not too into the new dating scene, dating apps, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I will just say that this is just a one-off that, like, I really wouldn't give a fuck about because
100%.
It's like, you know, you said it's been having success in the past before you acting the way you acted, and now that you had this one-off, you're like, really? Not? It's like, well, who cares, right? And for the rigger to give you advice like that is like, take what he says into account and see what kind of success you have on the dating apps and go from there, right? Because I can't really speak on the dating app side, but I will know if, you know, there's usually signs that a woman wants you to escalate. You just got to take them, right? And so regardless of if you're like, oh, I don't mind, but this is how I always operate, you got to look for the signs and be like, all right, is she trying to escalate? Whatever the case may be. Like, even after you hear, well, you probably didn't realize it at the time, but even after you hear like the, okay, have a good night, you think to yourself like, oh, shit, kind of a repeat thing, there is one thing I forgot, and then you just escalate a little bit from there, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where if you prefer it the way you've been doing it, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
No.
If you want to have success in a different market, like it sounds like, then take what the rig is saying into account and see what kind of happens when you start escalating doing that stuff with the women you go out on dates with on dating apps, right?
Yeah.
As well as I totally am with the idea of like she needs to be impressing you, trying to win and earn that affection from you. You know what I mean?
Because you've already done the work.
Yeah.
You did your job. It's her turn now.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, I 100% agree. With that, it's just like you should be trying to escalate all the time. There is not a time where you shouldn't. You know what I mean? You should always be putting your hand on her back, trying to break the touch barrier, trying to kind of put yourself as close as possible to her. The thing is it's weird to say, but it's very true. You want to test her uncomfortability. And what I mean by that is you try to put yourself as close as you can to her. You try to hold her hand. You try to, you just touching her, whatever, whether it's hand on the back, you try to touch her arm, her shoulder, hand, all that kind of stuff. Test that uncomfortability, and that will kind of let you know when to escalate and when not to. Because a lot of times, dude, when you're in a situation where you decide to, do that, it's one of those things where she'll tell you through her body language if she's interested in you or not, or she wants to escalate or not. And that's what he was trying to say, where it's like she'll give you signs. But the thing is you kind of got to initiate that in order for her to kind of give you the signs first. Yeah.
So, long story short, I would just say if you're gonna stay on the dating apps, do what he said. If you want to stick to what you've been doing because that's comfortable for you, you've had success with that, then by all means I would chalk this up as like who cares, and then go ahead and fucking do what you've been doing.
The topic is more of it's dating apps. So someone wrote into the show talking about dating apps, and they went on a date with a girl, and they had a great time and everything was good, but because he didn't kiss her at the end of the date, she ghosted him. She stopped talking to him. And so we kind of came at it at the way of if this happens to you, you have to understand that girls on dating apps have a fuck ton of choice. So they look at it like you do any little tiny thing wrong on the date. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
She's like, bro, I don't give a fuck about you no more. I got 90 niggas just waiting up for me. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're on that date, escalate. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Escalate as much as you can. Test, that little boundary of it. See how far, she's willing and wanting to go with you. And, you never know, because a lot of times I always say it. If you get a girl out on a date with you through a dating app, guess what, man? Like, you won.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. She's got so many other dudes that she could have gone on a date with, but she went on a date with you. Yeah. Like, you're obviously, you're winning. You're in the positive somewhere. Yeah. So, but yeah, let us know what you think about that one in the comments. But there was one video that you had sent. I wanted to react to it before we close out. There was a video that you had sent. Either that or I had sent it. I don't remember who sent it. Oh, here it is. It's right here. So you're a dad. You're a dad. Mm-hmm. And I really want to get your take on this because I saw this and I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. So I want to get your take on it. I'm going to let her talk and then,
Okay. A video on here about a mom giving her 13-year-old daughter a vibrator. And a lot of people were hating on it, but this is what I think about that.
She goes...
Okay. So what are your thoughts on that? A mom giving her 13-year-old daughter a vibrator for her birthday?
That's a very difficult one. I would say,
because you have daughters, so I'm like, if anybody could talk about this, it's him.
I would say I would have to err on the side of it's inappropriate for her age, right?
Okay.
Getting her used to that kind of shit very early on is probably going to lead her down a very pleasure-centered life. And so I don't feel like that was the right move at that age, right?
Okay.
You could educate her and talk to her about it, right? Because that's important to do, is like, kind of normalize some things so there's no shame with it. So that way they don't feel like they need to hide or sneak around or do whatever, right? But the point is, like, doing on her 13th birthday, like, hey, you know, this is what you can use or whatever, right? Like, I get it. She may be trying to prevent her looking for men to satisfy that itch. But at the same time, I feel like it's just a little too young to be introducing that right off the rip, right?
Okay.
I would have a conversation with her, see where her mind is at with the whole thing, and it's like, hey, you know, you're definitely too young for sex. There's other alternatives, you know what I mean, that we could talk about. If you really have like that itch, then that's something you can, like, you know, a mom and her daughter could talk about, right? But like just off the rip, like, hey, here it is, use this, whatever. I feel like you're kind of, especially because it's not natural, I feel like you're setting your daughter up for failure with doing that off the rip, right?
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, I saw it and I was just like, I can see both sides. Because my question to you would be, when do you think is the right time, or I guess the right age, to have the sex talk with your daughter? Not a son, but with a daughter. You're teaching about condoms and what is it called, birth control, and, you know, just safe sex in general, practices, all that kind of stuff. Like, what age would you have that conversation, or would you think is appropriate to have that conversation?
Honestly, and it may sound a little weird, but probably around 9 or 10, right?
Okay.
Because girls get their period very soon in life, very early on in life, which then also their libido follows suit.
Okay.
Right? And so you want to get ahead of the curve before they start just exploring, doing whatever, being confused, being scared, right? You want to explain to them a lot ahead of time, where in my life, right, my wife was very open about her menstrual cycle with our children, and so they were kind of excited to experience womanhood, right? Like, they, in their minds, are like preparing for it, where I spoke with a lot of women, even with my wife, it's just something that they weren't prepared for, a lot of them, and when it happened to them at school or in public or whatever, they're like, dude, I'm dying, I don't understand, whatever. And then so they just have a lot of things that happen. They have a lot of things that happen. That was weird, that my drink moved on its own, but
all right.
They have a lot of experiences that go unexplained or unexplored, because they're just, no one talks about it. It's shameful. It's shamed, and they don't get the explanation that they need to move forward and make informed decisions. So I would say as early as, you know, when they start to get their period, you know.
Okay.
Just as like but you don't need to dive in fully, right?
Okay.
There's no need to you introduce things in phases as they come.
Okay.
Like I said, the whole vibrator immediately at 13 is absolutely insane. And there's even women in the comments here that are like, dude, hear me out, watch her around kids because she's not safe. And I'm like, dude, I kind of agree with that, because you're a vibrator in particular is not, like I said, not natural. It could ruin just like for men, right? A lot of porn ruins their expectation of sex. A lot of women can be ruined by their expectation of sex through toys.
Yeah,
so the idea is, like, at 13, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
Talk about it, yeah, but later on in life is when you should be experimenting, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw that and I was just like, you're a dad.
Yeah.
You would understand it and get it more than anybody. I saw it and, like, all right, don't take my word for nothing. All right, I ain't no dad. Okay, I'm a godfather, if anything. But when I saw it, I was like, you know what? Like, it makes sense, because, like, it's more of a form of, I don't want to say control, but it's a form of being able to, like, contain that sexuality. And the reason being is because back when we were 13, you know, we didn't have such accessibility to sexual content, to that stuff. Bro, we had to steal our parents', you know, like, Playboy magazines. We couldn't go on the internet on our phone and look at dicks or look at vaginas. We couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, our phones were absolute ass. We didn't have that level of access. And so I think she looks at it like, okay, she's going to see this shit online. She's going to see people talk about this shit. She's going to see people joke about it. She's going to see people, you know, try to influence her about it. So let me go ahead and just introduce it to her, you know, my way. And then that way, when she does see it online and stuff like that, she kind of has a bit of knowledge to compare herself with it. Look, I'm no parent. Take my shit with a grain of salt, but that's just kind of how I saw it. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I would probably, if that was my wife and she came at me with that thought process, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I can give our daughter a fucking vibrator. Da, da, da. But also, you know, at the same time, I like what you said, the expectations of sex. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, it needs to be kept as natural as possible because, again, it can really ruin a person, especially when it's centered around such primal instincts. You can really, really do damage to an individual, both man and female, or whatever you want to identify as, introducing things at the wrong time or expectations wrongly, right? So it's
Yeah, man. All right. So that's going to be today's episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Boy, it was an action-packed one. I ain't going to lie to you. This one was good. Again, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single month, as well as the free episode every single month. Get down there. Link is down in the description for that. Follow, God, I'm blanking out here. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all of the support. You guys have been absolutely killing it. I do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Keep downloading the episodes as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that helps out tremendously. If you guys want to see the episodes an entire week before they come out, follow us on Instagram. Sunday, we will live stream all the episodes. We'll be doing that from now on. Shout out to everybody that came out into the stream and hanged out, you know, for however long you hung out. You know, people come in, hang out for a couple minutes, and then leave and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you guys for just being here and hanging out. We're going to be doing this every single week. I'm so glad that it actually worked out. We've been actually monitoring the stream as it's been going. So that's why we've been kind of looking off and shit like that. Because we didn't know if this was going to work. I've been testing it all week, and I was trying to see if it would work, and it worked pretty well. It worked out pretty well. You know, we didn't have like too bad of latency issues, and I don't think it buffered too much or anything like that. Audio, I'm sure, came in pretty good. So again, we love you guys. We appreciate you. I will see you on Tuesday. He'll see you on Sunday. Anything you got for the people to close out?
No, just take care over the week. Thank you guys for coming out to supporting the live stream. I hope to see you guys returning, and a lot more of you guys, because this was a good episode. Glad it worked out as well. So yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, man. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you all. Peace.